Hello.
Oh my God. Are you fucking dead?
I come to you from heaven.
Oh
Hello.
my God. Did you bust out the camera in that lighting setup and just be like, holy shit, I can't believe it.
I mean, basically, the deal. That's what it is. You know, we're making do. We're making do. Holy Order Wooly has arrived. Hello. I am out here in a different location.
Do you have like a really complicated instant kill combination you have to do in order to get it?
Here, let's fix that. There we go. Now I'm
No,
truly.
don't fix it. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
completely. Oh
No.
man.
No, like leaning in from the afterlife. That's what it
That
is.
is so goddamn funny.
And as the sun sets on the side over here, we'll see what becomes of it. But from
What
now,
happens? So you're not at home, obviously.
yeah, no, this is. I'm here to warn you. You know,
Me?
yeah, I'm the ghost of Super Beast Future. Here
Oh
to warn
no.
you about what happens when you play Shenmue 3.
Okay. So I assume this is what you were referring to just the other day. What's the deal with Shenmue 3, bro?
Patrick Boivin.
Is that game good?
Patrick Boivin.
Yeah, what's up?
Before I
Full
even
name. Ooh, weird. Ew. Ew. Don't like it.
I might have been wrong about Shenmue.
Is that true?
I believe so.
Oh yeah. What about it?
I played Shenmue 3 on Versus Wolves, and that game is so bad that it made me think back on the past about Shenmue 1 and 2, and I think I don't know that they were ever good. And I'm looking back on what I liked about them and what brought me joy, and looking at it in the current context of like how bad Shenmue 3 is and how faithful it is and what it does and doesn't do, and I'm kind of like, there's enough of this here that the bones are similar enough to what you did walking around in Shenmue 1 and 2, and that might have been bad from the jump, but the fact that it was the first time you are walking around a big old Japanese town and looking at items up close in detail and just having this big old open realistic day life simulation thing was like, wow, video games, and that was it. That might have been it the whole time. Also, every once in a while, a little bit of kung fu if you fancy, but not enough to make it worth it.
Yeah, I feel fucking so vindicated. I never liked Shenmue. I never liked it.
But you landed on Yakuza before Shenmue. You even looked at it at all, right? Like you saw.
No, I had been to people's houses and played a little bit of Shenmue,
Okay.
and I was like, the concept is cool, right? Like the idea is like rad. But like the game itself is like trash. Like the voice acting and the environment and like the gameplay and what you're actually doing and how it had a real-time clock and you had to be home at a certain time to do certain things.
So
the fucking trash.
But like, okay, so you think about the premise of like playing a game where you can walk around. It's the first time you're playing a game like this where you get to walk around and like, yeah, like live day-to-day life in this simulated way. And so many games have done it better since then. But it also like forces this really stilted, awkward, like just no one really feels alive version of reality on you that sucks. It just sucks. The conversation pacing sucks. The silent like 5 seconds between every line feel awful. Everyone has these weird pained expressions that don't. It's just super odd. And like I saw. Something I brought up was that like I saw someone once ask a question that was like, is Rio autistic coded? And that's why like some of the way he
they didn't have that back in the day, bro.
Is kind of flat. And it's like, no, that's not what's going on. Everyone in this game is just the game. They didn't make it in a way where they prioritized dialogue being delivered.
Do you speak the language of Chinese?
You know, in a way that like flows back and forth. Like it's and then the pacing of like events and the way time passes, and you go play your lucky hit, and then some of the times the critical moments of the game involve walking into a room, opening shelves, and looking at objects, and just, oh yeah,
wow,
that's
crazy.
A cup. That's a cup. Is that the cup I'm looking for? It's not. Okay, back in the shelf it goes. And that's like 5 minutes of game time being spent just looking at and what you're supposed to feel is, wow, they've modeled a fully realized Chinese cup with the amazing details on it, and the textures are incredible, and you're supposed to be like, wow, video games have made a cup. But like, now that cups, okay, it's an object in a game. Who the fuck cares?
Outside of its historical technological context of, wow, ooh, a cup, wow, crazy. Outside of that, like, nothing in it holds up at all, because the actual things that you do and see and play in that game are trash. Like, I'm a big fan of Like a Dragon, right? Let's talk about Yakuza 1 or Like a Dragon 1, right? That game also has a bunch of shit in it that's really bad. It has crazy shit load times. Every side quest is the same, etc. But the difference between those is one's a fan game of Shenmue, right? Like Yakuza 1 is a legitimate, like, I want to make Shenmue for me. But like, things happen in Yakuza 1 and it has a story, and the story goes somewhere, and then it ends, and the story ends, and then on the trip to that story you do things. You fight like things, and you talk to people, and you have gameplay.
Like, I didn't even get to that part because I'm just like before you even get to gameplay, it's like, on the surface level, everything about the way Shenmue feels as a video game is it's the gaming equivalent of 3D glasses movies, where it's like, whoa, let me take a sip of this drink right here.
Whoa, that guru looks so close.
Right. Watch out for that snake. Oh, it's the snake in Captain EO. I'm on the ride at Disney, and it's about to get you. Or the Honey I Shrunk the Kids movie. Oh my goodness, I'm on the ride. Oh wow, we're all getting big and now we're small. And it's like the goofiness of 3D glasses movies, where you watch them without the glasses and just see weird things being held up to the camera, and suddenly you're like, this is garbage. This is not made to be watched, or like, it doesn't matter. It's just the novelty of, oh my god, look at it. So Shenmue's doing that. And then the actual gameplay, this is the thing, right? You're on a quest to get revenge because dude walked in your house and killed your dad someday. All right, cool. Martial arts quest, land D, let's get it. And the absolute...
If only you could land these hits. Oh my, fucking loser.
And like, you're learning moves, and you're doing martial arts, and you're learning the like elbow, the palm, and all that to build up to like a 70-man battle that's going to happen at the end of the game, and you're like, can I fight anything in the way? There's like, I think there's a total of 4, anyway, and so just, and then you Landy, I don't even think he's in the first game besides the first cuts. I don't even remember him showing up in the first game at all. And then you play through the entirety of the second, and then he's on a helicopter and like flying away, and you're just like, what? Why would you make the string or whatever, the breadcrumbs of this character, the only thing interesting about the story so far? Okay, some of the characters you meet in Hong Kong were like, or in Hong Kong were like more fun, but like the one guy that matters to the story, they're breadcrumbing him in this way, and then you find out it's because Yu Suzuki wanted the game to be 16 parts long. And you're like, you're out of your goddamn mind. Go fuck yourself.
Historically good idea. One of the best ever.
But I really I thought it felt like at the time, yo, look, it's cool. We're walking through the city and we're playing Lucky Hit. We're looking for the sailors and the 4 Wu Do, And now you just play.
There is a more cohesive, internally consistent narrative between the beginning of Yakuza 1 and the end of Yakuza 1 Chapter 2 than there is for the entirety of the Shenmue series.
So that's the thing, is eventually Yakuza becomes what we see today and know, which is, it sounds like it's a series that like, I like, there's the one major reinvention with like Ichiban, sorry, but like, it became other things between 1 and 2, and then 2 and 3.
It became many things.
It reinvented itself so many times, right?
It became all things to all peoples of all cultures.
And so this is what made it hit, was when I'm looking at Shenmue 3 and I'm like, this is so boring and slow and garbage and terrible, and it's sapping the life out of me. And the way it's doing that thing where they're walking down the road, and because the game has to load all the events you did, it's like, I'm going to go talk to this guy today. Okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, Rio. And then it fades away, and then it fades back in. And then it's like, I'm going to find that special thing today. Oh, yeah, we should do that too. Okay, and then it fades out, and it fades in, and loads the next quest description. And it's just doing all of this in this awkward, stilted, horrible way. And you kind of realize as the game is like, okay, you've played 3 games of Lucky Hit. You asked an old lady a question about where to find some stone workers, and you played tag with some kids. That's a full day's work. Time to go to bed. And you're like, you could have made this flow way more naturally and faster. Making this game in 2018 or whenever it came out, you could have done so much to make this better and make this a better experience. But you chose not to. And ultimately, the part of me that was like, well, they probably thought, no, this needs to be true to what Shenmue is. And to make it true to what Shenmue is, it needs to be as stilted and as awkward and as weird about this stuff. And then you're like, and that's what made me go, oh, maybe this was never good. Because the opportunity to reinvent Shenmue 3 here and make it a good version of what it was, and have everyone feel real and be a living world and all that stuff, with everything we learned about walking and doing day-to-day tasks from Persona games, with everything learned from obviously the Yakuza series, and every other thing that has passage of time. There's so many lessons that you could have been learned in the meantime, and they choose to throw all of that out to just be like, nope, we're gonna pick this up as if we made this game the year after Shenmue 2 was done, and we got a glow up on our textures. Oh, by the way,
you get this.
Yeah,
you get this feeling that it's like when you're playing. I remember when Shenmue 1 came out, and there was this feeling of wow, they're really pushing the envelope with a bunch of weird shit. Super excited to see what they're going to do next. And that's not what they were doing. They had a weirdly, insanely specific, idiosyncratic view of what they wanted the game to be exactly, and just made it that way. And then they
never veered from it. Never veered from it. Yep, it feels accurate to the world, and that's the problem. And then sidebar, there's a little bit of weird shit in there. It's not the biggest deal, but one of the main characters you meet at the end of Shenmue 2 that is what the whole series is kind of about, Shenhua, who is next to the Shenmue tree. They just kind of did a weird thing where they're like, yeah, she might have looked a little too Chinese for our tastes, so let's make her look more like an anime Japanese character. And her face and the whole design changed, and you're like, what? Why is that a thing? And then the interviews are apparently it's there was a desire to soften the girl's features or whatever. You're like, all right, okay, cool.
Yeah, this is the one thing you're gonna change.
It's just
this is what really matters.
Sure, man. Whatever you say. Anyways, yeah, that was a brutal time warp experience of me sitting in front of my Dreamcast in the year 2000, just kind of, I thought I was having fun, and it turns out I was having nothing.
Well, I mean, you did have fun, but you were being bamboozled
by
the idea.
No, but Pat, my fun was wrong.
Your fun was wrong. You're like, listen.
My fun was wrong.
That's like a desperate mind trap that can get all really toxic. But sometimes it's true. Sometimes it did happen. You were wrong. You were so obsessed with the idea of having fun that you tricked yourself.
It was just, you got to go back in time and just tell young Wooly, no, I know you're enjoying yourself, but your fun is wrong.
It's gonna come back on you later. It's gonna get you.
This is a mistake. Anyways, yeah, no. So,
that's so fucking funny.
All right, there, off my chest. Oh yeah, look.
That's terrifying, because there's all sorts of things where you're something new comes out. and you're like, oh, I'm gonna be so excited because I loved it when it was before. And then you play it or watch it or whatever, and you're like, oh, it doesn't really hit for me. I don't. And then you hit the mental problem of like, is it not hitting for me because it's different, or because it's not different at all? And if it's not different at all, and it's actually super faithful, then you have to start going like, oh, wait a second, was the old stuff good?
Okay, no,
was I just like a child?
There's a selection of media that I enjoyed from the past that I have not re-examined that might not be worth re-examining, because let's be real, like,
don't do it.
Yeah, right. And I'm kind of like, there's a point obviously where we all are at where you're like, you were nowhere near as critical about the media you were consuming.
You were like a baby,
however many years ago, but it was cool. You enjoyed it, and that is what it is. And not everything needs to be
Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I beat Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which was the first game I ever saw credits on. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting next to my dad, and I was like, "Dad, what's wrong with all these people's names?"
Wow.
They don't make any sense.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. That took a second.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's like,
yeah.
They're from Japan, Pat. The people have different names over there. I'm like, oh, okay. Like that's the level of like child ignorance we're talking about with Shenmue.
It's just every once in a while something comes back up from the past, and you're kind of just like, you see it, and you're like, wait, did this hold up? And it does, or a movie, and you're like, yes, okay. It wasn't garbage
just
the whole time.
The day came out.
But that's not everything. And like I'm content to probably go to my grave not looking at some of these things. Just let some of them we can let sit for a minute. But and the thing is too is, unfortunately, like anything from the like fourth generation or so, from the Super Nintendo Genesis era, you're like, it was a bunch of sprites and people were figuring out how to make games good for like, the first times.
No, because some of that shit's so good even now.
Right, but then some of it's terrible, right? But
yeah, some of it's like complete trash, dude.
But like
Cyborg Justice is not that good, but I love it.
But the games think about the games that are the most trash from the Super Nintendo Genesis era. They don't make you anywhere near as upset as the bad games from the PS2 era, which make you nowhere near as upset as the games from the 360 era. And current bad games are like life ruining, right? As the generations go on, you get more and more mad about how bad they are because they have less and less excuse ultimately. And the tech is, like,
we had this feeling PlayStation 1 onwards, and it got stronger for a while. We're like, man, this shit's the future. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. And like that totally blinded everybody to like a bunch of like, oh wow, this thing actually sucks though.
It sometimes it takes years, sometimes it takes a sequel coming out, and then every once in a while you'll see the kind of thing where like a sequel will come out and then keep enough of the idea. It'll do the Shovel Knight, right? It'll keep the spirit of what you remember, but then just make it better. I feel like like a Metal Gear Solid 1 was doing that, right? If anyone loved the Metal Gear games, like this was taking enough of what you remember, but just actually throwing out a bunch and making a lot of that go smoothly and adding in a bunch of really cool shit and references and music and all that getting better. Anyway, whatever. Choose carefully to re-examine your formative media, or at the very least to proceed into the sequels.
I went back like last year or the year before. I went back and was like, all right, I'm going to do BioShock 1 and 2. I'm going to Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, and like 3 of those games held up really well, and 1 fucking did not, and it was BioShock 1. Oh man, that thing aged like shit.
Yeah, coming off of City as well and being like, oh yeah, I can appreciate what you were going for here. Yeah, I BioShock 1 is definitely a case of like me being thoroughly entertained by baby's first libertarian dystopian Ayn Rand story.
Games can mean something, and then you later find out actually it didn't mean anything at all.
But like, I'm sitting there going, is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow?
No.
That was a when you see a topic, or just the novelty of doing it first carries a lot of fucking impact on release. You know, there's a thing to, you're the first open world game, even if the open world is garbage and it's empty and hollow and there's no reason to ever go explore this full map. But look how big the map is, you know. And then you have to watch that evolve into Just Cause 2, where it's a giant island that you can do fun parachute stunts on, but there's nothing in between.
It's too big.
This location and that location, but a generated forest of trees that has, like, it's empty, you know, just like, what the fuck is the point? Anyway, all right, there. I am, yes. So as to why I am in heaven, well, apparently.
Hey, what's up with being dead?
I'm in New Brunswick. I'm out here, even further away. I went towards the other side of the coast. So this is a truly trans-Canadian experience right now. Yeah, just out of town. Had some family business to take care of. Had a funeral to attend, and stuff is going on. So while I'm out here, I decided to, you know, like, we're also enjoying our first trip with baby.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, I mean,
overnight trip with baby.
That is to say, yeah. And look, we have been told certainly that, like, while the baby is a potato, is the best time to travel.
Did you fly?
Yes.
Okay, then yes, you're correct.
Because she's not going anywhere, right? And
can't really get away from you.
Yeah. Let me increase the heaven meter. There we go. And so yeah, we got little Punch Kid on the plane, and you know, got to learn the ins and outs of, like, wait a minute, does a stroller count as a check-in? But
no,
can I use it to walk up to the gate? And
yes.
And it depends on what kind of stroller, right? Because like, some of them are like the super heavy duty all-in-one rolling cars that are strollers are like, no. But the ones that you can carry them in, where we have, like, the car seat attached, it's like, yeah, you can use that, for example. Yeah.
Carrying baby luggage stroller car seat is like the hardest, like, traversal experience I've ever had in my life. Turns out you just don't have enough arms, but too bad, you need to bring all these things.
I turned into Sam Bridges, basically.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I turned into Sam Bridges. I also found that, like, I'm usually over prepared when I travel with stuff. I found ways to, like, pack too many things into smaller suitcases and be like, oh, I didn't need that much. And now I'm like, between this podcast setup and, like, a couple of t-shirts were, like, all I got, and I don't have enough, but the check-in was just all dedicated to the baby. you know. But no, I mean, honestly, like, for all the preparation of, like, how much of a nightmare it would be, thankfully it was quite chill. And
oh yeah, the potato baby, easy to handle.
And I know that you can afford parents' grace when in this type of situation, but I'm still just being that, like, I don't want to be the one who's ruining everyone's flight, and I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, I know. If people are cool with it, that's cool. If they're not, I can't do anything about it. But in the meantime, I'm going to do my best to just make sure baby can be quiet and calm, and we can have a nice one. But you can't do much, because, hey, that's how it goes, right? If it's going crazy, I'm going to practice my look back and shrug. It's like, you know.
Now let me tell you, traveling with 1.5-year-old, don't.
That's not the same thing.
Just fucking don't. Don't.
That's a, like, moving little person.
We're kind of out of the woods now, because we're, like, on the right side of 2.5, and we have a person who can talk to us, and we can read them books, and they're like, oh, I like this book, and, you know, you can hold hands and wander around. But the 1.5-year-old only knows how to run to danger and freak out. It's the between 1 and 2 is the absolute worst time to fly possible.
So, I mean, I will say that, like, you know, at this age, you don't get much control except for just, like, okay, she's gonna be going down for a nap on this rough time or so. Fortunately, it turns out, one, the sound of an airplane cabin is one big white noise machine.
Yeah, I love it. I love the sound of an airplane.
That is great.
I love it.
Right? Everything going, that high pitched air going through the cabin thing, whatever. Really solid. Mute, if baby's gonna cry out or make noises, a lot of that gets muted out, and so that's a cool byproduct. And then between that and I think I talked about it a little bit before, but the little spinning light ball toy, right? Just the little like bzzz. It's like
that's that analog brain rot.
Yep. When Bart and Lisa blow into their power rings, their decoder rings, it's just that, and that shit just turns the cry off, at least temporarily. And you're like, especially because I also remember during takeoff and landing, when I was a kid, I had huge problems with my ears popping. Like,
my ears still pop pretty bad.
Thankfully, they don't anymore, but it was rough for me a lot of the time. I particularly remember having a bad one with the Grenada flights, but yeah, no, with her, it was cool. And we used the little light thing to just distract, and eyes were like, and then the problem though is that like the distracting light, eventually she can get used to that, so you have to keep like rotating it and keeping it interesting and like turning it off and on, because the moment she goes, okay, I get it now, it's lights moving, anyways, what's next, we're cooked. But that toy kind of is just like, doing the heavy lifting there. Can't do much about, there's a car ride after that once we landed, so we had to go even further out there, and that's what, and it was she struggled and had a rough go of that, but overall, not too bad. It is one thing that's nice about, like, I guess, the whole, I guess, traveling with a potato thing is like every room is new, every face is new, everything else is new. So she's kind of like super stimulated. She's in that like whoa kind of phase,
Yeah, big eyes, like whoa, like pogging.
She's pogging all day, which means you're like, okay, as long as we can get her down for her naps, we don't have to worry too much about like her getting fussy ahead of time or whatever. It's like, no, she's predictably overstimulated this entire time, and we can like use that data, that's cool. What else is going on? I took advantage coming out here. One of the things I think I mentioned last time, I don't know if anyone will ever find themselves out in the on the east coast of Canada, and by that I mean like the actual coastline area. But Dixie Lee is a brand of fried chicken out here that is fucking phenomenal. And it seems like it's a particular hit with the Acadian people. And I just want to co-sign and just underline, like, it's a bit of that thing where you're like, yo, I hear you're like, okay, I like fried chicken. Fried chicken is good. Nice, original, Southern fried chicken is fantastic. And you're like, wait, Korean people are doing what with fried chicken? And then they're doing good things. They're doing good things with that fried chicken. And you try it out, you're like, oh fuck, okay, Korea, I see you, And then Japan's got the karage going, and you're like, okay, I see what you're up to. You're going a little bit lighter on it. You get smaller pieces, but that does, and all of that. And like I feel like this is another version where you're like, okay, you're doing fried chicken. You got the batter being like, it's not fully hard, like crispy battered or so. There's a little bit of that like barbecue slickness to it, so it's somewhere in between, and it's quite nice. So I'm gonna co-sign a brand of chicken you can only get if you find yourself out here in the frozen wilderness for any reason. And the other thing you can do if you find yourself out here in the cold is, so the heaven that you see behind me is actually a frozen lake.
Cool.
Right? And that is a lake that is very thick, and you can walk out onto it, and people are grabbing their snowmobiles and doing their thing, enjoying the
Wooly, I do not want to get a phone call from your wife explaining that you are currently a Flintstones style ice cube man under the lake. Okay.
I had many questions about the frozen lake, and I asked them, And as I was asking them, my discovery was that not only are snowmobiles going by on the frozen lake, but trucks, full trucks, are driving out onto that lake. Is the level of frozen thickness we're talking about here. So I was like, oh shit, okay, fine. I think I've been putting on a little bit of weight, but I think I'll be okay.
All right.
If the truck is able to do it. And no, and sure enough, like what's set up out here, shout outs to dad-in-law who's got the that thing where the white people set up the tent and then they drill a hole and then they cut a hole out and then they go dip in the fucking
oh, yeah, that's not
river.
just white people, but yeah, I get it. Ice fishing's for
not fishing.
It's a white activity.
Not ice fishing. That goes to many cultures to have done ice fishing. No, I'm talking about the one where you cut the fishing hole, but then you get in the hole. That the polar plunge thing.
Polar bear shit.
Yeah. No, that's the white people thing.
That is for white only. That is.
And
it's not like no one else can do it. Everyone's just like, why are the white people doing this concept?
That activity is hard limited to the Caucasus. Okay. Until today, right?
Oh yeah.
I went to go check it out and just see what's going on in the tent, and I was like,
I bet it sucks.
And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Fine. Right? He actually had the heating going and extra towels and everything set up. And I was like, whatever, we'll get a story out of it. I hope the fucking podcast bit's worth it.
All right, yeah.
And then stripped down.
Love that both of our minds are ruined by this concept where you're like, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to go. Fuck it, Monday. Goddamn Monday.
Yes. It is Monday and we need something to talk about. And let me see if I can get the audio going.
Oh yeah.
That's it. Breathe. Slow it down.
Motherfucker. Oh, son of a bitch. Fuck.
But you're good, man. You 15 seconds. 20.
All right.
That's impressive, boy.
So how long were you in there, bro? You just
I got a solid 30 seconds.
You stupid motherfucker.
I got a solid 30 seconds and then I got out.
Yeah, how was it? It sucks shit.
Oh man, yeah. No, that okay. No. That is hey. You okay? First of all, everyone that you're hearing, boy, that's impressive. That's not in the boy. That's not a
that second language, fucking francophone, anglophone. Come on,
American,
you fucking idiot.
The American Southern boy is not the same as the up here. That's not. It's not. God, it's not that. Idiot. Jesus Christ. It's that's a boy G. Willikers boy.
Wooly,
gosh.
Everything's about us. We're America. Don't you get it? All right. Anyway, moving on.
I got a good 30 seconds out of that, and wait, stop it, phone. Thank you.
That's not good for you, man.
Apparently the benefits are super incredible for you, actually.
Yeah, I can pull up a TikTok for you right now about the fucking benefits of drinking your aged piss.
Sure. And then Oscar De La Hoya or whatever. And then you get Wim Hof with the breathing and the dude that's like out on the mountain going and sitting in the ice and stuff. And it's like, to be fair, that dude can do it, and the monks can do it. But who the fuck are you, Canadian, Jamaican, Grenadian kid? Like, what the fuck you got?
You weren't set up like biologically or culturally for this nonsense.
Not built. But here's what I can say though is that you do it and then you. I do feel I'm like, I could have pushed it further. I don't know if it would have been at damage or detriment, but I think that there's a upper limit you can hit with it where it's like after 30 minutes, there's no real benefits to doing it. So if you can get up to that point, minutes, people do up to minutes. And that is where the maximum benefits come from, at which point then you can, the rest is just fucking achievement points, on the leaderboard. And then you get out and then you walk back outside into the winter, and I'm like, oh, this isn't cold at all, which is cool. But also, like, if I was outside for a while, that would be the worrying thing, where you're like, wait a minute. Yeah. You don't want to be out in the cold with your body being like,
of course it's not cold anymore. The external body temperature, the surface of your skin is fucked up, and your whole shit is fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like, have you ever fallen asleep in the bath?
Mm-mm. No,
I fell asleep in the bath once, and it fucked up my shit for like a month. Like, I could.
Sorry, false alarm. Don't worry about it.
There's a fucking Seinfeld episode about this, but it also happened to me. Falling asleep in a hot bath and then it getting cold while you're in it fucks your shit up so bad. I hate it.
Do you take baths that like involve enough downtime that falling asleep is possible?
No, not anymore. But when I was much younger, yeah, I was like 10 years old.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, I was a shower kid my whole life. Like, that was it.
I took baths until I was like an adult, and then I switched to showers.
Okay. No, never did that. I mean, I have the classic of being like, if you're in the ocean or you're in the water too long, like your temperature gets fucked up, when you come out feeling weird. And then yeah, for sure, once you get back inside after that, your body does that thing where you're like, oh, like I feel like I'm high. Or I feel like there's like a natural something going on in a way. Like,
yeah, it's because a bunch of your cells are dying.
They're like, yo, can you not kill me, please? Can you not? Hey, I'll make you feel good if you don't do that again. How about that? Yeah, no, it's and it's the type of thing too where like you like each day you do it and stuff, it gets a little bit easier and your body gets a little more used to it and stuff. So there's a whole bit. I
feel so good in the morning after my game of Russian roulette with my pistol. Just ready to greet the day.
I mean, as much as the expectation would be like this is a frostbite activation device. It turns out that no, it can be. It can be well controlled, and if you do it in a certain way and you go through all the things, and you have a nice heating thing waiting for you on the other side of it. But yeah, I did not plan for that at all. I was just looking at it and I'm like, you're here, whatever, let's go, And I mean, to be fair, like the person who got in right before me did 5 minutes, right?
That's
like
crazy.
So, and again, every bit after 3, it's like just extra, so it's like, okay, like put those points on the leaderboard.
Dude, you're standing there and there's somebody who's in there for 5 minutes, and like you said, the aim is 3. Sorry about that. So like, even if you wanted to back out now, you're like, well, I can fucking get in for a little bit. This guy just did 5 minutes.
There's a little bit of that in the air as well, where you're just kind of like, okay, pussy, get the fuck in the water.
Yeah, dude, I'm old enough now that I look back on like enormous parts of my life that were just ruled by like, you don't want anyone to think you're a fucking pussy.
and now the thing is too is like I have done cold like the Scandinavian circuit, or whatever, where you do like they do like a cold plunge and then like a hot thing, right? Like there'll be like a steam room or a sauna or whatever, or like a hot tub, and you go from one into the other and stuff. And like I've done that before, fun little activity if you want to have a little anniversary night or something. And your body does go from hot to cold, and from hot to cold, from cold to hot to cold is what it is. That's what it is. And like it feels really like whoa, like it feels really nice, and it opens your pores and does all these things or whatever. But nonetheless, with all of that understood, I continue to decree that this is an activity that is 100% exclusively locked to the Caucasus, and that has not changed.
Those mountains are cold. I mean, like.
Yeah, I saw, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, the shit they're doing out there, they have, I saw things where they're like, oh, you want to talk about like babies and how comfortable they are in different temperatures. Check out these Scandinavian countries where they put the baby outside in the winter. and they just have the baby wrapped up in like a ton of layers, and they put the little, fuzzy thing out here so the wind is not really cracking in, and then they just put them outside in the blizzard, and it's like, yeah, no, they're chilling, they're loving it, and you're just like, what?
Yeah, Bork
what?
is good for the baby.
Like, what do you? Why? Like, is that? I don't know. Is maybe that's how you form the Scandinavian personality. That's how you
know
that's how you form the
culture.
The stoic attitude. Shit. Yeah. Anyways, I mean, yeah, that shit would, like, I saw, like, there's a video where they're like, they go out in a blizzard to like a little like box, and through this they pull out from the snow this package, and then they open the package, and then it's just a baby like, hey, what's up? I'm chilling, looking just in the, and they're like, yeah, we put the baby outside, like recycling, Anyway, I think Punch Girl will have her time to get used to Canadian winters, but for now we're gonna forego those steps.
Girl, if you will.
That's it. Beyond that, not much else except just played a little bit, got a little bit further into Cult of the Lamb, and that's just a really solid loop, man.
It's so fascinating how, talking to you, I hate those fucking villagers. I hate them so much, dude. I'm actively angry at them every time they do literally anything.
That's funny.
It's fucking crazy.
I've decided I actually got caught up, and I spent way more time in the village for a while instead of going back out.
Yeah. That happens in between 1 and 2 and 2 and 3, where you just spend multiple days building shit up.
So I took out 2 bosses, and then which is minimum 8 runs or so, and then they give you the extra locations to go visit, and I did some of those, and that there's enough possibilities of new things to open up by just spending time in the village that I more or less pushed my cult up to cult level 4.
Yeah. That's exactly what I just did.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. And
because the third boss's dungeon is way harder than the first 2, and you start hitting you have 20 guys, and it's like, hey, they need a lot of food. And
they also don't lock the doors behind numbers that are that high. So it's the first one's 5, and then or 3, or I forget what the first one is, but whatever the number is, the second one was 7, and then I think the third one's 12. So
yeah, it's very, you really don't need that many villagers.
You can open all 4 doors almost right away, and I feel like if they wanted to stagger this to be no, your cult level 4 only comes when you're far in, they would have been get 20 before you can open this next door or whatever,
Yeah. It starts getting harder and harder to get more and more. Right, the jump from 5 to 10, no problem. The jump from 10 to 15 is a little tough. When I got up to 22 villagers, I ran into the issue is that they were dying.
Yeah.
Faster than I was replacing them.
Right. And what can you do about that? Right. Well, there's some options. You also I don't know. Are you when for a while I was using the missionaries to go out and get I'm oh fuck, I'm really low on wood. Oh fuck, I'm really low on gold or whatever.
The first 2 missionaries I sent out fucking died.
Yeah.
So fuck it. No more of that.
Oh, really? Interesting. Okay, I've been doing it because I had good luck with the first couple, and I have resurrection, so I am not too concerned about it. But they came back, and now my resources are overstocked. I'm super good on all of that, so I'm just kind of can you go get more members, and those are the highest requirement ones, the percentage of chance of failure is the highest, but if you set up a resurrection cult, right, or one where they don't particularly mind you fucking if you have things where it's what was it, you can choose marriage or sacrificial fight pit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guess I'll have to find out what marriage is like on my second run through the game, you know, because here you go. Oh, are you an old member of the cult that is no longer useful in any way, shape, or form? And actually, everyone gets bummed out when you die of natural causes because they want you to be sacrificed. Get in the ring. God bless the ring. Right? So that kind of like little sequence is a lot of fun.
So like those things are not balanced at all, and sometimes I regret the ones that I picked, but once you get into the post game, you can get an unlock material to eventually get all doctrines.
Oh, nice. Okay. Because yeah, the either or on some of them is like, I'm like, you know, I'm like, do I want a bonus when people eat like food, or would I rather just be able to feed them grass?
Eating poop.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I'll just do the grass thing just in case it gets bad, you know, or whatever. Or there's that one.
It really seems to be the difference between a strong active option and a very mitigated passive option that just makes it like not as bad.
Yeah. Because I mean, like even the stuff now where it's like, oh, do you want to brainwash them and make them put them on a fast, you know, or whatever, where they're just like immune for a couple days. Okay, that's cool.
The fast one is really, really fucking strong.
Yeah. So no, but like
it's way better than the banquet one.
But I haven't been struggling with feeding them in a minute now, you know. So I'm like, only if when they ask for it, I'll turn it on. But I've been able to go out for a while and come back, and like, you know, there's enough between the level 2 farms and stuff for them to for the cooking and stuff. Like it's not that bad, you know. Anyways, yeah, I last time we were talking about how it was like 50-50 farming and you know, exploring and fighting and stuff. And I feel like I just through my own volition turned that into like 80-20, you know?
Yeah, because it is 50-50. It's just sometimes I sat down and I did 5 runs, like, because I did the fasting one. And so I did like 5 days of runs in a row. And then I went back and did like nothing but cult/village shit for the entire rest of the evening because I had all these resources I needed to build.
Yeah, and then like getting the return to home buff, getting the start with 4 random cards and that's all you get, but that's fine buff, and then just
I find that the all the places that are like spend $100 to buy cards or decorations and you know all the extra locations. I'm like, I'm broke. I'm always broke. Like money is like by far the most limiting factor. I should probably just sell some things.
So that's what I was going to say. So literally just go fish, get some swordfish and sell them. They sell for $20. And also you get $20 for every swordfish you sell. And if you do the runs where, you know, you go into the church with the lady who gives you your L2 power up, or your L1 power up or whatever, your super.
Yeah.
So if you smash the bodies in that room, you get cult meat. You get follower meat, and follower meat sends for $10 a pop.
Ah, I see.
So literally every time you do one of those rooms, destroy everything in it, and you get a ton of money. In addition to, getting fishing money as well. Plus, if you got did you do the Bounty of the Sea ritual?
I haven't finished it, no.
Okay, so if you do the food rituals, there's one where you can choose between like harvesting the land or whatever, or like Bounty of the Sea. And the sea one, which is a big deal, is like it makes you catch twice as many fish, a multiple variety of fish, and the fish you catch are higher value. And you can cook better things with them or sell the rarer ones for tons of money. So that solves your money problems, you know. So I go into every.
I should probably just tax them more. I haven't put it.
Oh, like individually doing the rotation. I don't even bother with that anymore. I just do this, you know. And walking into a room and having the $50 to just reclaim the last item I cleared with every time.
Yeah,
worth it. I want my hammer. My hammer is stupid strong. Like I'm using that buffed up hammer like level 14 or whatever it's at, where you hit a boss and it disappears into phase 2 immediately. And then it comes back and you hit it and it disappears into phase 3. Like, it's a joke, you know? So Yeah, fun game again, and I can feel too as well that I'm like, okay, at this, unless they really throw like massive difficulty spikes into the works here, it's like I'm coming around the bend a little bit, so I wouldn't mind slowing it down and like maxing out this cult and seeing like if you can push past it and break it.
Now there is post game stuff. So now you used to, like, now that you beat the two guys, you can go back and run their dungeons again. And then there's like a set of modifiers, and basically your post game roguelike of you would expect after you beat the one who waits below. The main thing is that that will rotate in its own post game loop.
Okay.
But then separately from that is Woolhaven, which is the expansion, which is 2 new areas and also has its own post game loop.
Okay.
Which has new it has new stuff for the cult stuff as well. Like you saw, there's a tab for Woolhaven items. The thing.
Yeah.
And that includes like animal breeding and stuff like that.
Oh my God, I can't believe you fight the one who waits below.
Man, it's they're like they have a spot on the level select.
You load your save and it shows you the 5 icons. It literally shows you, yeah.
Man.
So that's it. I'm enjoying that. That's good shit. And yeah, this week, obviously, I will not be around tomorrow, but I will be back on Wednesday, and we're going to be doing a special stream. It's going to be, I think I can say at this point, I'm going to be playing the new platform fighter Combo Devils. Which is going to we're going to be joined by one of the devs on that, and my friend and Reggie's friend that he introduced me to, Ned, as well, who came to help me with Rivals of Aether, is going to come back on the couch too, and we're going to check out this new platform fighter. It's one that has a lot of bones from traditional fighting games, in addition to the Smash stuff going on. So from taking a look at it, seems pretty cool.
I would say this has some Smash bones on it.
Yeah, one of those bones being like if you don't like if you beat your opponent up long enough, they just die, even if you don't knock them off the stage. Yeah, just fight.
I'm also seeing a wolf that just did a motherfucking Shoryuken.
Sure thing, exactly. So the fact that there is a life bar period is already like, oh, okay, cool, interesting.
You know what? Having both of those in my mind is now like, oh wait, why didn't they do that? Why didn't they ever have both HP and Smash?
Like Soul Calibur did, there's a ring out.
You mean like Virtua Fighter?
God, remember just PlayStation All-Stars? You can only die from a super, like. Just the absolute dumbest possible design decision. Because now your ability to play and win at all is locked behind how good your super is. Like, what if your super is just garbage?
I was literally about to just say this. Like, everybody had 3 supers, and like the entirety of that game's tier list, everything about it was boiled down to 3 moves. Like, everything about your character was just boiled down to 3 moves. There was nothing else at all other than 3 moves.
It's crazy.
Some people had good supers at level 1, and they were the best characters by a country fucking mile.
It's like, yeah, you have amazing buttons. You can do all the damage. You're fastest. You're incredible. Whatever. Oh, your supers suck. Okay, guess
you'll never
win.
Okay, cool.
You will literally never win the game. It is impossible. Horrible design. So that's gonna be the plan for this week, and I think some other stuff after that, but I'll announce it on my socials, so gotta see how things are going in the meantime. But stay tuned for that, at least on Wednesday. I'm gonna be playing some Combo Devils and breaking down what's going on, as that game is going to be, you're gonna be hearing about it a little bit more in the future. That's it. Wooly Versus on Twitch and YouTube. What's going on?
So I'm continuing on with Stardew Valley, and I'm almost at the end of the first year, and that game just has way more going on than I thought it did. Like, I thought it was a cute little farm game, And then like every session that I sit down, I encounter like a new mechanic.
Are you just encountering the updates made over the course of a decade?
Like not yet, I don't think. There's just a lot. It's just like it's ridiculous. That's one of the best games ever made. It's
Jesus Christ!
It's so amazing. It's unbelievable.
Wow. Okay. It's what you needed at your life in this moment right now.
Yeah.
Right. That's what these games are for. They're for scratching a particular itch at a particular moment in time. It's not always Stardew Valley time, but when it is, yeah, that hits. I get it.
I can easily see how people can blow like 300 hours on a save file and then turn around and go, I'd like to start a new farm, but this time I'll start the fishing layout farm and just take a slightly different path there. Like the day-to-day loop and satisfaction is so high, it's unbelievable. Like but like I look at all the games that have stolen from it and like the entire automation and farming genre that has sprung from it, and I'm like, man, like a lot of them are still.
But are you just
still trying to catch up?
But like when you say that, are you just, or the previous sentence, are you just describing that like the particular like ball tickle it gives you when you collect all the things and take care of your crop and do a round thing is just like, oh, it just feels nice in the particular way?
So it's a number of things. One, there's three parts to it. One is the actual like proprioceptive feel of like the sound effect, the timing,
$1,000 word.
The sound effect, the timing, the music, the presentation, the inventory, the item stacks, the noise it makes when you pick up items. Like the act of chopping a tree in Stardew Valley feels about as good as like fighting an enemy in like most normal games. Right. On top of that is its hooks into progression, in which like, yes, I've been tending this pumpkin crop for 13 fucking days, and it's harvest day. And then you dump it all to the bin, and then at the end of the day when you save your game, it gives you the ticker. But then you take all that money and you just immediately reinvest it in like more sprinklers, more fruit, like better tools, etc. And it has just this excellent progression through its own meta system. And on top of that is the day-to-day loop is the perfect amount of time. Days take 10 to 15 minutes every day.
Okay.
And so there's always a tangible benefit to you go through a full gameplay loop in 10 to 15 minutes over and over and over and over and over and over again. And each loop has something of value to its progression and has a good presentation and a good gameplay feel and has an excellent aesthetic and musical accompaniment. It's like he just nailed like multiple parts of the formula right away on try one.
It's kind of amazing how it's remarkable that we'll like sit here and like shit on games that are just like not barely games that play themselves for you, that are just a complete waste of your time. But if you make a game where you have to do it all manually and then slowly turn it into a game that plays itself for you, that makes all the difference in the world.
And like automation in
the autoplay
in Stardew comes late. Like automating any particular part of the process comes really, 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 really late.
Okay.
Like you have enough money to make massive crop fields and you can have dinkly little sprinklers. Right?
Okay.
By the time you get decent sprinklers, you're dealing with like the fucking whole stretch of your farm and you're still watering it. It's a long, long time before I am about to make good sprinklers like next stream, and Stardew Valley has 43 hours on it.
Okay.
Like automating watering the crops will be next stream at hour 44 and 45.
So it makes it very easy to expand horizontally, but vertical is really, really steep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And the way that I got the materials for those sprinklers is that I found the desert dungeon and then got really lucky on a given day and fucking fought my ass off getting down to the caves to get a bunch of the mineral that I can only get because I spent a ton of time in the other mines getting gold bars to level up my pickaxe. And so like each of the different pieces feeds into all the different other pieces. It's just incredible.
Okay.
It's like the easiest recommend of a game I think I can make because it's also not hard and there's no actual pressure.
I'm going to go ahead and say that I don't think you have to recommend Stardew fucking Valley to people.
Yeah,
I think they know.
Well, there are people though. Like me out there that are like, oh, whatever, baby little farming game. It's like it's kind of the best.
But a baby little farming game that you've been playing pieces of in everything else. Everything that's doing any kind of like farmsteading, section.
Yeah, it is definitely one of those things that it is more than the sum of its parts. It is a very basic dungeon crawler. It is a like the actual tending of your farm and the crops is fairly simple. The items that you get are clear and easy to understand and not crazy. But the way that they all loop into each other and the rates at which they unlock and progress is just perfectly tuned. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, even the fact that like a game like Ball X Pit, is like, we'll just throw a version of this in there. And, I found myself spending a lot of time on it, I don't need it to exist because like games like Hades, for example, where going back to base, there's a couple things to do, but it's really just prep for going back out and doing the next run.
Yeah.
Right. Like spending money on the decorations and shit is like, who the fuck? I personally, spent nothing on any of those cosmetics.
You know what? Yeah. Stardew is Hades in reverse. The only reason you're going out to do a dungeon run is so you can get the materials and shit in order to actually
make the farm better.
Your crops and
farm.
Yeah.
The little you can do with Hades is just like, why even bother? You can use that same currency to get some real cool shit that's actually going to affect your game,
And also, like, the decorations / building and / landscaping stuff makes a lot more sense in something like Stardew, where it has no, like, practical purpose whatsoever. So very similar to there's no practical purpose in, like, Cult of the Lamb to put decorations for most reasons. Sometimes people have quests to do.
Yeah.
Right? But like I got like livestock. I got like goats. I got goats and cows and chickens and ducks, right? And like I could just let them roam around for wherever. And I'm like, this looks like fucking shit. So I built them a fence. They don't need a fucking fence. I could just let them fucking go wherever. But it looks like shit having the fucking cows just wander around through my crops and all that bullshit. So you guys get fenced in.
Also, like in Cult of the Lamb, 3 out of 4 things you unlock inside of a chest are just texture patterns for the floor.
Yeah.
Like, there's so fucking many of them that they're like, no, we really want you to care about the cosmetics on this.
I don't care about the cosmetics.
I really don't.
Cult.
I mean,
the only reason I bring them back to life is so I can kill them again later.
There's the games where it's like, you get like a cosmetic that lets you see your stats on your last run or something or whatever, like stuff like that in like Hades or whatever. It's like, okay, that's fine, that serves a function. Although it is pretty sick, I do have to say, when you get a cosmetic totem that is like after you kill a boss, you can put like basically like their head on like a
fuck that guy.
Yeah, because that's straight up some Genghis Khan shit where it's like I've put like paintings of me conquering my enemies in the room before you come meet me. So like you walk into the church and you have to look at all my bounty before you come see me. It's like okay, I get that. Cool. Yep.
So Stardew's kind of the best still. I played some backlog games. Let's see. The only one I really want to talk about is Karimara Beneath the Forlorn Limbs.
Words, things.
I just Karimara, Carima.
That's with a C? Wow.
Yeah.
I would go with the Japanese spelling on a guess. Interesting.
Yeah. Karimara Beneath the Forlorn Limbs. It is a grimy ass old PlayStation 1 aesthetic, short Ace Attorney game in like a haunted woods. It's like 90 minutes long. I accidentally beat it on Beat the Backlog.
Okay.
It's fucking awesome. That's it. There's not enough in it to talk about it more, other than like just giving the whole game away, and it's quite short. But it's fantastic.
Interesting. Okay. Are you like going to Steam and clicking the PS1 aesthetic like tag?
No.
Okay.
No. These are all user submissions.
Okay. True.
Well, nearly are. About 70% of them are user submissions.
True.
One that was not a user submission was that I've been playing the Neo 3 demo. So
Ooh.
I played Neo 1, got a little bit in, bounced off. I played Neo 2, got much further in and bounced off. And now Neo 3 is here. And Neo 3 is the one for me.
Okay. I mean, the quality of life has surely hit the absolute zenith.
So Neo 3 is significantly different in a number of ways, and the number one way is that is the Elden Ring of Neo games. It is finally the thing I've wanted from Neo for a long time, which is I want an open, explorable space that's interconnected instead of
multiple loaded areas.
Just the super strict levels. Also, the feature creep / quality of life creep has hit like anxiety inducing proportions. There was one of the streams that I did of it where every 10 minutes I got like a splash page of like a new mechanic, and I just started like yelling like, stop.
Is Neo the most like not successful, but I guess like advanced alternate Souls
easily
series, right?
It is significantly more advanced.
It started as a Souls-like.
Game.
It started as a Souls-like, and then it just branched on its own path and just fucking kept going and has not stopped since. Yeah. I don't think anything else has come close.
You start up Neo 3, and the first thing that they hit you with is their brand new primary mechanic is there are now samurai and ninja modes. And you switch between samurai and ninja by tapping R2. Samurai includes samurai sword, odachi, axe, spear, switch glaive, fists, and tonfas, I think. Ninja is Kusarigama, dual swords, ninja katana,
all the little shit,
et cetera, right?
And I'm imagining projectiles and archery as well.
Yeah. So you have samurai mode and ninja mode. Samurai mode is Neo 1 and 2, where you have your 3 stances and you have your key pulse and all the stuff that you expect playing from those games. Ninja mode is a completely different character that doesn't have stances. Instead, it does more damage hitting enemies from behind. They jump hard. So first of all, there's a jump and a double jump. They jump higher. They sneak faster. And on top of that, instead of key pulsing, they have a dash that is invincibility and leaves an after image of you so that the monster attacks it for a second so you can hit them in the back. And doing damage with anything builds up your ninjutsu items for free, which you can just now use instead of your stances.
Do you sacrifice the other scrolls that you used? I forgot what they're called, but because it was ninjutsu. Yeah. Can you still use those? Okay.
No. If you are about to say, do you still have? Yes.
Wow.
Whatever you think about Neo and ask, do you still have it? Yes.
It's just a different character. Okay.
So you just tap R2 and you go from samurai to ninja and back instantly. It's like 40 frames. It's instantaneous. They both have completely different equipment sets. You are now running double the equipment.
Wait, you
that
switch to a second set you're wearing?
Yes, you're switching to the ninja equipment.
Whoa. Okay. Well,
Okay.
yeah. Okay. A different build. So you have two
loot
builds.
Vomit is crazy. Loot Vomit is nuts. Right?
So, okay, now does this imply that there are sections where you must be in one or the other?
No, the game is overwhelmingly just fucking do whatever, man.
All bosses
Just
and,
beat it.
and scenarios can be done one or the other.
Yeah. There's only one thing that really strongly suggests it. When you hit R2, your character does like a little spin to change from samurai to ninja and pack. You know those gigantic red attacks from Neo 2, like the unblockable attack?
Unblockables, yeah.
Yeah. So instead of there was like a yokai burst thing where you had a special counter. It was like either an armored hit or like a parry in the second game.
Using your spirit.
Yeah, now it's a pure yokai, and now it's a pure parry. And if you switch to your other class, when the red attack hits you, you will do a guaranteed counterattack and fully level up your stamina and be empowered for a second. So like you'll be fighting the boss, and then the boss will hit you with a big red attack, and if you parry, you're like, well, I'm fighting him as a ninja now.
Style switch
and
parries.
You can switch back if you feel like it at any time.
But the switch over is now buffed.
Yeah. Also, when you're doing any damage, you build up your ninja items for free. And if you're doing any damage, also you build up your samurai meter for free, which gives you a huge amount of damage on your triangle attack. So switching between the two
is the
using
intended
up all your
experience.
Resources. But if you hate that and you're like, no, I want to play samurai the whole way through, you can go in the options and make it so that doesn't automatically switch you. It's just the parry. You have to hold it down to switch you.
Jesus Christ. Okay. But weapons are still limited to their modes.
So the weapons are now split in half. Some weapons are samurai mode and keep all their stances. Some weapons are ninja mechanics and have lost their stances, but have gained entirely new movesets for this game, which many of them include jumping. Because now you can jump and double jump, which means, like, for example, the dual swords, or maybe it's the regular ninja sword, has a launcher.
Okay.
They didn't have a fucking launcher before. Now it has a launcher. So you lose your stances in ninja mode, but you gain access to completely new movesets.
Because I'm big on Kusarigama. Love that shit. Dope as hell.
I was using that for a while.
Yeah. And the range doesn't hurt, but not having, I guess, the three stances of it feels like a little more limiting. Plus, I kind of would still want heavier spells for other stuff. So like a samurai using that weapon was not bad for me.
Yeah.
But I guess if this is like do more stealth play, it's used.
No, it's a different like moveset. Like it's a unified Kusarigami moveset that has all of the abilities that it used to have, the special ones, integrated into its basic one, but it also has weird ninja shit. So, for example, the ninja moveset has enemy step.
Okay.
Which is not something you fucking had in Neo 1 and 2. Yeah.
Okay, because so I was gonna say, like, I guess this is a bit like, you know, rocking a great sword or doing a dex build, you know. But like
the other thing is that further, now you have access to, like, say I was running Odachi and Kusarigama. I now have Odachi with high, medium, and low stance and all of its moves, and Kusarigama with all of the unique ninja moves and ninja skills like shuriken and bombs and caltrops and shit like that. And you now also get to equip soul cores that drop from monsters in the yin or yang area. And if you equip them in the yin, they become the old omnio spells, which are like fucking buff your attack or shoot shockwaves out of your goddamn swords or cure poison. And if you equip them on the yang equipment, they become summons like goddamn Elden Ring.
Oh shit. Okay. Spirit Ashes.
So they're not around for long. They only do like 1 or 2 attacks, but you can use them a bunch of times. Wow. So you have all these, and you might think, wow, what with all this goddamn shit, the equipment nightmare must be completely out of fucking control. No, So you click in R3 on Samurai, and it goes, what role do you want? And you go, I want the B level roll. And it goes, okay. And it auto equips every single item in your inventory to hit the B roll. And it factors in set bonuses. So like I was looking at a weapon and I'm like, why is it equipping this weapon even though this weapon is weaker than the other Odachi? And it's because the set bonus it has with the
Totals
other armor
you
of the
out.
system automatically equipped.
Fucking amazing.
So until like new game plus equipment is whatever. Just keep using it.
Okay, so hold on.
I also have auto item pickup on. And then you go to the options and have auto dismantle or auto sell everything that's white or yellow or white. So you only keep blues. And then I went to the hub and walked up to the full transmog. Mirror. It just said, and it wasn't like, hey, do you want to transmog this sword onto this sword? It's like, you have picked up this sword. You can now choose to make every
anything
sword
look like it.
Sword.
Yeah.
You can now. Have you picked up this helmet? You can now just automatically just have that be your cosmetic helmet forever.
Okay. If you're doing this and you have two sets of moves and armor and weapons and everything, though, when you're building your stats, when you're leveling up, if I'm building a strength build for like my heavy sword, but then my ninja weapon is something else completely different that uses different stats.
That's such a good point that you're making. That's such a good point.
Then what do you do?
So when you remember back in Neo 1 and 2, it was on like heart. We would say like good for Odachis or whatever, right?
Yes.
But it was right. So now there's a picture of every weapon in the game in a little box underneath your stats, and the ones you have equipped are highlighted in red. And when you are on a stat, all the weapons that benefit from that stat are yellow. So you can look at the little red highlights and then go, oh, these are the stats that I should use. But you know what, Wooly? If you fucked up, that's fine. Click in R3 on the stat page and it just instantly refunds every stat point you've used in the game to be used at any time from literally the very first shrine in the game. Same thing with all of the skill points.
Respec is completely free.
It's completely instantaneous and free.
Jesus Christ.
And you know what, Wooly?
Wow.
Let's say you have your whole build built up for like double swords, but you found like an Odachi you really want, but you don't want to change your build. Well, if you find an Odachi that's +1, you can use materials you have from dismantling stuff and just go in and just change the 3 stats it scales with from a drop-down menu. Just say, I want it to scale with magic and skill and heart.
So every time you sit at a bonfire, basically, you can just build another character.
You just redo the whole fucking thing.
Fuck.
In any direction you want.
Wow, these games are nuts. Oh my god. Wow. They just do it. Okay.
And like it's also like it's everything that those other games had, and now they are also adding in like a full extra ring of skills on every single weapon and yada yada. But like more important than all of that, and like this really mattered to me a lot. When you start the game, they give you, hey, what weapon do you want? And you pick a weapon, right? And they go, what ninja weapon do you want? And you pick a weapon, right? And then they don't let you unlock the stances for hours. Like you're stuck on medium stance for multiple hours, and you have to choose to unlock it out of the skill tree. And that change alone meant I could focus on learning how to fucking play Neo for hours.
Instead of the moveset being like too much or to take in.
Well, because like Flux, which is switch stances on key pulse, is one of the first things that are unlocked in those other games. And it just adds a lot of mental pressure.
Okay, I didn't mind it, but what I ended up doing was I would basically like get the 3 stand, like I'd lab the move set and go, all right, I'm gonna probably stick with this one with this weapon most of the time, you know, and occasionally you might be like, oh, this is good for this situation, but I would just kind of like go this sword, this stance, and then I'm forgetting the others, you know. But yeah, okay, that satisfies it. When you're unarmed, are you unarmed samurai or unarmed ninja?
No, there's a fist weapon, but there's no like unarmed.
And the fist weapon is a part of the samurai?
Yeah, the fist weapon is the samurai. It keeps all the 3 stances.
Yeah, okay.
On top of that, so I've been playing the demo. I have, let's see, 1 hour to 3.5.
I'm gonna do a little
5.5, 7.5 hours on the Neo 3 demo. I beat it at like 1:30 in the morning last night.
Oh yeah, you were playing a demo, so this is all like even full game. Yeah, okay.
So it is the full. It's one of those demos that is like the first bit of the full game, right? And the demo is to like I did all the activities on it. I did all of that stuff. Took me about 8 hours, which is pretty extreme. I also missed things. There's some collectibles that I missed out on, as well as there's a type of weapon so the map structure is open like Elden Ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it includes little areas that you would like, just wander around in monsters and hidden caves and shit like that, right? So what they do is, remember how annoying finding kodamas and collectibles in Neo were? Like, it was kind of a nightmare a lot of the time. So say you find a kodama, you find it, and then it says exploration level increased, and the map is designated into these smaller zones. And as you find hidden bosses, as you find little challenge gauntlets, as you find the kodama guys to get more health at the shrines, your exploration level goes up and goes up and goes up. And at level 1, it's nothing. At level 2, it shows you the terrain of the whole map. At level 3, it shows you all of the activities on the whole map. And at level 4, it shows you all the collectibles on the whole map. So the first entrance into any given area is I'm wandering around and just doing whatever. And then I'll wander around and do whatever. And then I'll unlock the full terrain. And then I'll see there's a town there. There's a tower there. There's this. And then I'll do that. And then it'll go, oh, there's a gauntlet you missed over here. And there's a spirit vein you missed over there. And then I do that and do that. And then by the end of that process, I will have gotten 60, 70% of the zone. And then it pops and goes, okay, there's a kodama you missed here. There's a hidden boss you missed here. There's that. And it just flows really well. And then you go into your Neo's legacy dungeon equivalent, which is called a Crucible. And the dungeons have unique mechanics associated with them, which is enemies do permanent life damage on hit in the legacy dungeon equivalent.
Wow, okay.
They are much more complicated. And on top of that, there's weapons you can only get out of them, which are called crucible weapons. I'll get to that in a second, which are unique weapons that have moves you can only learn off the weapons.
The like specific skill.
Yeah, so like the regular ass samurai sword has a move called Severing Spin, where you do a bunch of sword moves and then sheath it, and a judgment cut comes out all around your character. And you can only learn that by using that weapon until familiarity is maxed, and then it will be unlocked for everything forever.
Which might have been a random drop weapon?
Yeah, they're random drops, yeah.
Oh, jeez. Okay, that does not sound good, actually. That sounds kind of terrifying. And
it's awesome. I got like 30 of them from one run of the dungeon. And then once you
but they're RNG.
The move yeah.
I mean, because we were talking about the part of the game you hated as much, which is picking up all the different, basically dealing with the equipment.
No, the dealing with the equipment is the part that always bothered me, was not getting cool items. The problem I always have with the equipment is going into the equipment screen and loading up your entire build per piece, per weight, per passive. It's infuriating.
Okay.
Right? But when you're talking about a weapon that drops as a giant red icon next to it that says, this has a new move you haven't learned. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. I mean, I'm just thinking of Well, in most cases, a lot like even playing fucking Transformers Platinum, where it's like, here's the purple Optimus Prime gun and shit, and I'm like, yeah,
So in one run of that dungeon, I got like almost, I want to say it's 15 to 30, I didn't count them, of these things that covered like dozens of different moves. And that was in like the natural trip through the dungeon.
Okay. Because I've never had any, like I said, when we're talking about Neo and previously and stuff, like, I'm totally fine with most of those systems. I just was able to not give a fuck about a bunch of the extra features. But as soon as I know there's a unique move on a unique weapon that you have a chance of finding, but you might not, it puts all the little wrong goblins into activated mode.
Not worry
where I go,
that.
Come on now.
I got multiple of each weapon, and each of them had a different move associated with them.
Okay.
And actually learning and unlocking those moves would probably take a while.
Okay. Because I'm thinking, like, if I'm someone who, like I said, I like my Kusarigama, and if there's a particularly cool Kusarigama move I want to pick, do I have to go farm for that, Or is it...
No, it's the opposite. It's the opposite thing, is you go through the dungeon and you end up with a massive glut of new moves you can learn.
Okay.
And you're like, cool.
Which one?
As long as you don't look up what are all the Crucible moves for Kusarigama, right?
Okay.
And then go, I want that one, you're completely fine, because you'll just get a bunch of them as the game goes on. But if you look up on the wiki, what are all the Crucible moves for Kusarigama, and go, oh man, I desperately want hook and catch or whatever the fuck it would be called, and then like be upset that you don't get it for the whole game, that would be disastrous.
Okay, because I'm thinking of like Elden Ring Ashes essentially, but just what if you didn't always find the one in the place that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like sometimes you get a good drop from a good enemy or whatever, but a lot of the time you're like, no, well, I found fucking Bloodhound Step here and did this or whatever the case is. So, okay.
So the game story is nonsense.
Okay. Yeah.
The game story is like crazy nonsense.
And you're playing as your own character again, right? Like we're done. You're
playing as your own character.
We're done with William.
Yeah, you're done with Will. You're done with the Oni guy. Now you're playing the heir to the Tokugawa shogunate. And your brother betrays you.
Okay.
Your brother betrays you and goes to kill you, and for some reason you travel like 50 years back into the past. And then the different open worlds will be different time periods. Okay,
look, I know I was given explicit permission by chat and everybody to just skip from where I was in Neo 1 to the future. And I kind of was like, but I just want to know, one, what is even going on with the rest of the story, and two, if there's any cool bosses towards the end of the game. I was kind of like, what if there's some cool bosses towards? So I was really riding through Neo 1, and I ended up putting it down for about a year now, and I'm like...
Yeah, throw that shit away. Play Neo 3.
Yeah. Okay,
it doesn't matter. Yeah. Each game doesn't require the last game. All of them feature time travel to some degree. No, wait, 2 and 3 have time travel. Bro, here's what happened in Neo 3, okay? Your brother betrays you and tries to kill you because he wants to be the Shogun, and you travel back in time, and your little cat guy says, huh, weird, we must have traveled back in time. And then I went on social media after I beat the demo and was like, why did we travel back in time? And no one has an answer for me.
Okay.
Like, it's not clear from the entire demo area as to why you would even travel back in time. It doesn't matter. It's to see a bunch of historical Japanese figures be cool boss fights.
Yeah, no, and I kind of...
a bunch of yokai.
That's it. Like, I was kind of like, I'm like, okay, let me just hang on. Let me see. Eventually I'll see some cool Yasuke shit, get that bear out and so on. And I was chipping away at it in the background, like I wouldn't always bring it up to talk about, but I was kind of like going back, just giving it a little bit. But like, I mean,
just play this one if you want to.
Am I going right past 2 straight here? I mean, like,
yeah, why not? Why not? Seriously, these are very iterative games.
Yeah, no, I know, and I love everything about
kind of suck ass
what I've touched.
Also had a wonderful experience playing the demo, and then I'm like playing the demo and I look over and Koei Tecmo America is in the chat, And they're like, yo. And I'm like, yo. And they're like, sent you a code. Check your DMs.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, yo.
Okay. I guess
tonight and tomorrow and Wednesday, I'm going to be playing the full game past the demo before the game comes out. So please go down to Twitch. Save file continues.
Preserved. Yeah. Okay.
Good shit. Make sure to go down to twitch.tv/PatStaresAt and youtube.com/PatStaresAt.
Nice.
It's going to be 9 p.m. Pacific tonight. It's going to be tomorrow afternoon before Fallout.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Thursday. Well, the day the game launches, we'll be going forward and playing the full game of Neo 3.
Yo.
So thank you, Koei Tecmo America. Yo.
More like yo.
No, don't do that. Someone says, isn't that just spoiling it for anybody who wants to buy it? I mean, you don't have to watch it if you don't want to. Also, I have a.
It's fucking Neo, though, man.
I have a really. I'm gonna look into the camera. So I have my embargo details about how far I can play up to. Right before the full launch of the game. I have a sneaking suspicion that game is disgustingly massive. And most of that is based off of the 8-hour demo they put out. That's fucking huge.
Hey, you jumping on a horse or anything for that open world?
No, you just run faster.
You
unlock the ability to Naruto run.
Okay.
Like you run, and then after a little bit, you start running really fast in your Naruto running.
Oh, Night Rain, just puffing it. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. So the demo is available now if you want to play it. The demo is super weird. The demo's progress carries over to the full game. And if you beat the final boss of the demo, you get a guaranteed item in the full game that would otherwise be a rare drop. I beat the final boss of the demo on my first try because I'm fucking awesome, and I need to go make fun of KZ about it, actually, because they said the people who said that boss was easy are insane. And I beat it on my first fucking try, so I guess I'm nuts. So progress carries over. The demo will go away on February 15th, 10 days after the game's launch. And if you boot the real game and it reads your save file once, the demo will lock itself out for you forever. Yeah. Which is super fucking weird.
That's funny.
It's super strange.
That's funny. Okay. Not gone. Fuck you.
But the demo's huge. It is like a full, like it's a short full game.
Okay.
It's awesome. And you can go back and farm your shit to your heart's content for like crucible weapons or new moves or whatever the fuck you want.
Okay, so I can lay down my FOMO of everything I wanted to know about the ride up to this point, but what will still suck, I guess, is if there are really fucking sick boss fights that are at the end of 1 or during 2, to not get to experience those, right? Your particular encounters.
So there's two things. One is they have a strong tendency to reintegrate boss fights from the old games into new games.
I was going to say Elden.
Very similar to how From Software does.
Yes, Elden gives you the latest iteration of this type of boss fight. Here's the 2v1.
The second of which, specifically for 2, is that 2, because of the way the stances got like cut down in Neo 3, Neo 2 actually gets to continue to exist as still totally worth it if you want to play full-blown like double swords or Kusarigama or whatever, because that moveset no longer exists in Neo 3.
Okay.
On top of that, like while there are really cool sick bosses that are unique to each game, for example, in Neo 1 you fight, I forget his name, but something Hayabusa. And then Neo 2, you fight, I believe it's his son, something Hayabusa. And I have a sneaking suspicion that in 3, you will be fighting another Hayabusa. And they have the moveset that you think they will fucking have, and you can learn that moveset. Like on the ninja sword thing, in Neo 3.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got
yeah.
Flying Swallow and you've got Izuna Drop. It's the Ninja Gaiden Izuna Drop. It's the same animation.
I think the dude's name was Yaiba, actually.
No, not that guy.
Okay. Wow.
But yeah, no, just like genuinely, man, skip straight to 3. And if you're like, I need more, go back to 2. Nobody is ever telling you to go back to 1. 1 has god awful enemy variety. Just terrible.
Yeah. I was having fun. It was, but at this point, the age is going to show for sure.
But yeah, Neo 3 is cool. I also got it for free, so take that into account. But my positive opinions were from before I got it for free. Very important to note. And join me tonight in 7 hours on twitch.tv/PetStaresAt and youtube.com/PetStaresAt. I will be playing past the demo into the full game until I hit the embargo stopping point.
And then there will be a soul stopping point at some point in the full game where you're like, okay, and you can put that down for a bit because that's how Neo does it, really.
Yeah, a little bit.
But hey,
that's it for me.
Cool. The answer to Elden Ring. That's
it's Elden Ring for sicko freaks. And it really feels like sicko freak. Like just every single screen is just exploding with text and information. And I just want them to make another Stranger of Paradise like this fucking game. That'd be awesome.
Going down this alt path Souls IP and no one gives a fuck about the story or what's happening or why, and item descriptions couldn't get any further from from analyzing every little paragraph on every sword you pick up to just throw all that out. I just want a sheet of numbers.
I want to fight this motherfucker.
Yeah, you pick up
one of the things that
a stick
that
and look at the stats on it.
Is that when I time traveled in Neo 3, your little dude sees an army, like Takeda's army, and he goes, oh, that's weird. That's Takeda's army, but they were defeated long ago. And because I'm not a Warring States massive nerd, I didn't understand that he meant that this specific army and guy were killed long ago. I thought he meant, oh, this regional army had lost a battle in the past. And it was like a while before I realized that we had actually traveled back in time, because I don't know who any of these famous characters are.
Okay. So these games are not all just different angles of Hideyoshi, Nobunaga, and so on and so forth. And
they are a little bit.
Okay.
They are a little bit.
Okay.
Like in Neo 2, you end up cross-sectioning parts of Neo 1.
It's Mitsuhide. There he is.
And in this game, you're like dancing around the Neo 1 and 2 timelines by going to different time periods.
Okay.
This is the perfect place to start the Neo franchise.
Yes. And you're in Zipangu the whole time?
Yes, you're in Zipangu the whole time. Okay. Absolutely.
Okay.
So what I need to talk about is the dub. The dub is the best dub I've ever heard in my life. I would never change it off to Japanese. It must stay English. They're all very British. Like we got Irish, Welsh, all sorts of things. No one has been briefed on how to say even a single word in Japanese. Many of them have not been briefed on how to say words in English.
Oh, yeah.
There's a location called a crucible, and the characters pronounce it crucible. And there's a material called crucianation or something. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah. Good. Strong.
It is god awful.
Finally, some good fucking food.
Get rid of it.
Let's go.
It's so good. It's so good. Awful.
Crucianite.
Unbelievable. Crucianite. That's it. Yeah, the crucianite from the crucible to upgrade your crucible weapons. These are words said by actors. It's fucking awesome.
Okay.
Hey, I got to take a quick break. This guy needs some food.
BRB.
I'm talking about the caboose, obviously.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can adjust my lighting for now that the sun has gone down. Maybe I can make it hell in here. We'll find out.
I can see the back of your head, dude.
Yeah, it's like hello. It's just weird. Whatever. It's fine. Later.
Yeah. Bye-bye for now.
Alrighty. Quick word from our sponsors.
I love sponsor.
Sponsor this week. The podcast is sponsored by Raycon. And yeah, that's just some good everyday earbuds making their way over to you. What do you got in particular with the Super Bowl and the Winter Olympics this month? No better time to get inspired. Okay, we're gonna go with the getting inspired by seeing people who are world-class athletes, and then I guess you're supposed to see them and think I can do that too. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I watch the Olympics, I'm like, nah, bro, not even in a million. Except, hold on, that's not true.
Oh,
no, okay. The one I'm like, I don't think I don't have it, but it'd be really cool to get good at like javelin throwing. I feel like getting super sick at one like that feels possible. You know, getting a nice like yeeting it, or you see that dude with his hand in his pocket with the gun, just kind of doing this.
That's a lady.
You know, no. There was a dude that's doing it, and like, and you're just kind of like, you got a sick gun, and you're just kind of winging it and just going like, yeah. Bop, 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 bullseye, bullseye, bullseye. You know, that feels like you can just grind that out a little bit and learn how to breathe in and not twitch and get your hands really, really, really specific and then win a gold medal. The Turkish guy, I think it's a Turkish guy.
I should point out, Wooly, that I was thinking of the Korean lady. The point I would like to point out, Wooly, in our sponsor segment, that the things that are happening at the Olympics are hard.
Yeah,
they're really hard.
Ask Ray Gun, right? Ask kangaroo b-boy lady.
I wish I could put some headphones in my ears and not have to listen to this Olympic nonsense.
I'll tell you what, if you had to do Olympic b-boying, if you put some Raycon everyday earbuds classic in your ears, you would not have to worry about them falling out. It's pretty sick. And, you know, you might even win the gold, because guess what? It ain't that hard. To make it above her, it wouldn't be that hard. How about that? Okay? Apparently, if that's where the bar is. Nonetheless.
Was that a scam? Was that like, did she scam the Olympics?
It turns out it was a big old scam. There's parts where you're like, it might dip into hustle, because I want to say like her partner was like a competitor, and then she was on the board of people who decided who made it into the thing or whatever. But then there's some sick ass people doing aerial windmills that just did not get in from Australia. So yeah, scam. That sucks, you know. But then there was that bunny hop point, the kangaroo hop, where you're like, oh, she's Australian though. What's the point? The point is that the everyday earbud classics are packed with upgrades like active noise cancellation, so you can, get the ability to cut out the outside noise and not worry about it while you focus in on what you're listening to. You got multi-point connectivity, so you can pair two devices at once. It's got a super comfortable ergonomic design. Stays put no matter what you're doing. Pick your favorite color. They got a bunch of different ones. I got the cool mint one going on, and like I said, it fits, and it's great for, you know, when I do decide to move, do a little bit of boxing, or maybe if I jump back in the water over there and turn into a giant woolsicle. I know that my Raycons will stay in, and I've got at least a full charge that is going for 32 hours of battery life with the case. So I'm telling you, that's incredible.
32 hours. That's enough time to get you to the hospital, chip you away, reheat you, listen to your tunes the whole time.
That's it. And awareness mode lets me hear the doctors around me, you know, as they work to save my life. So perfect for letting you tune in. And the quick charge function for 90 minutes of playtime off of a 10-minute charge. So go to Raycon.com/superbeast for 15% off. The everyday earbud classics are here to help you. Go for the gold. Go to I got that you're wrong. Let me take that from the top. Go to buyraycon.com/superbeast to get 15% off. Thanks, Raycon, for sponsoring. Once again, that's buyraycon.com/superbeast for 15% off. This week, the podcast is also sponsored by HelloFresh. And I'll tell you one thing. When you are frozen in a block of ice, you cannot cook your own meals.
No, it's hard. It's
quite difficult with your arms not able to move, and your defrosting time is gonna take a while. So while you wait to defrost and get chiseled out like Encino Man, why not have HelloFresh, for example, bring you good tasting recipes that are straight to your door? You don't got to worry about going to get the groceries. You can just get some good food night after night. While you're defrosting, you can, choose from 100 recipes every week. They got cuisines from around the world, so things that'll help you beat the winter blues. Bigger portions to help satisfy everyone as well. If you want to go for high protein, they got 35 recipes to pick from each week. Plus, they've got GLP-1 friendly options, Mediterranean. And if you like seafood, they got sustainably sourced and 100% antibiotic and hormone-free chicken. And yeah, there's your ability as well to go for seasonal produce with your meals, like pears, apples, and asparagus. Tons of choices. It's more than you can possibly ever be unsatisfied with. So check it out. And the simple instructions are idiot proof. So even a fool like us can make it and take the credit and be like, yeah, I'm a genius in the kitchen. I made great decisions by getting myself frozen in a block of ice, and now I'm handling dinner. Go to HelloFresh.com/SuperBeast10FM to get 10 free meals plus a free Zwilling knife. That's a $144.99 value on your third box.
Cool.
Offer valid while supplies last. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. Thank you, HelloFresh.
Thanks, HelloFresh.
And last but not least, this week, the podcast is sponsored by Shopify. Getting in the business of online is a sometimes convoluted task. You might be selling t-shirts, or you might be giving people instructions on how to do a polar plunge, and who the polar plunge is for and who it's not for. That's important advice that you might want to teach people about. And whatever it is that you are getting into with your business and what you're selling and whatever you're deciding and how, Shopify is here to help you with that setup and that sale, whether it's your first or your millionth, wherever your business is at, they can help you grow. And they are behind a ton of online businesses around the world. They've got a support design studio to help you get your shop up and running. Tons of ready-to-use templates to make a beautiful store that matches your brand style. You've got a whole lot of easy ability to create an email, get your store hooked up to your social media platforms, and you can find out where people are browsing and shopping from. And once you start shipping internationally, you want to be able to handle things like that, or processing returns, managing inventory. All of these things can get really complicated really quickly, but Shopify helps simplify the process and make it very easy. If you ever get stuck, they've got an award-winning 24/7 customer support for you as well. So yeah, take your business ideas to the next level, get online, and get Shopify behind your store. Turn those what ifs into real cash with Shopify today. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/superbeast. That's shopify.com/superbeast. One more time, shopify.com/superbeast. Thank you, Shopify.
Thanks, Shopify.
Alrighty. What is going on this week? Couple of things. No big deal.
But a relatively slow week for news worldwide.
Yeah, not much happening, 2026 State of the Game Industry report finds that, according to a GDC survey, 33% of the respondents were laid off over the last 2 years. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. A solid third.
I talked about this in the Reddit thread that was on the subreddit about this, where like, when's the crash in video games going to happen? I'm like, we covered it. We talked about layoffs for like 70 podcasts in a row.
Friend, I would like you to stand up where you are as you listen to this. Look outside and just look around. That's the crash. You are standing in it. It is in the room with you right now. You are breathing in the video game industry crash as we speak, actually. Little did you know. I admittedly the headline is the headline is like a bit not misleading, but it does imply that like this is speaking of the whole thing, but it's more like the people that answered the survey, that were 23,000 people that they asked. Of the 2,300 people that they asked, a third of them were laid off over the last 2 years. So that's the state of affairs. And this is
fairly large as a sample size, I have to actually say.
It is, and this is like, again, just people attending GDC, right? Including people in the industry that are currently not employed, that are still showing up.
So if that's people attending GDC, that means the actual number is significantly higher, because many people who have been laid off cannot go to GDC because they are broke.
In fact, most of the time when I know people that do go to GDC, that is something that is afforded by the company that they work for. But yes, that is one of the things they were able to get from that survey. So hey, guess what? As we describe it every week, just a slow, boring, burning implosion of the industry. A third of the folks are laid off in the past few years. And then the second piece of information that came from this survey was the change in how the discussion on AI, of course, feels to people in the industry. So
everyone's favorite technological innovation.
They asked people working in the video game industry a couple years ago, last year, and then this year, how do you feel about AI? And hey, guess what? Over 50% of game developers think it's a bad idea, and
which is way up over last year.
And the sentiment, I'd rather quit the industry than use generative AI, on the rise. So when you just want to talk about the numbers, what do we got here?
We can get higher.
So high.
We can bully AI more.
Yep. So
it's a robot. It doesn't have feelings, and neither do the CEOs behind it.
It's funny enough. What percentage were currently using Gen AI in their work? 33%, the exact percentage of people that were laid off in the last 2 years.
Wow.
Interesting on that.
That's short-sighted.
52% of the 2,300 respondents said they think it has a negative impact on the industry. Compared to 2 years ago, that number was 18%, and last year it was 30%. So the mood is clearly moving in a direction. And then, in the opposite opinion, those that believe Gen AI is good for the industry, last year it was 13%. This year it's 7%. And then when it comes to the people, the roles of the people and devs that are responding here, the people least likely to approve are who you'd expect. So artists, designers, writers, programmers, aka the people who make the video game.
Yeah.
And the people who are more likely to use it are the upper management at 47%, using tools more than the lower decks, etc. So, hey, would you look at that? the CEOs and the management are much, much, much more likely to be approving of and to use AI than the employees they hire and literally everyone that actually makes the things that you play.
If only there was an incredibly clear, concrete reason, documentation, if you would, for why we should not listen to anyone high up in a managerial position of any company.
You mean just like in
It's a
general?
shame.
In general?
Yeah,
like
in general,
broad strokes?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Well, in unrelated news, hey, did you know that the financier, Jeff Epstein, you know that?
Oh, the New York Financier?
Yeah, that guy.
What's up with him?
You'll never guess what he's been up to.
What's he been up to?
He got banned from Xbox Live.
He got banned for Xbox Live?
Got banned from Xbox Live.
For what?
Initially it said harassment, but then it turns out it's because he was on the no-no list. And once you're on the no-no list, that gets you banned from Xbox Live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The financier.
You know what's weird? You know what's really strange?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you knew this. In fact, I tested your knowledge about this before we started the podcast, and I know you don't know this, but did you know that Jeffrey Epstein, the New York financier, actually had a friend high up in a bunch of game companies, and he could have probably gotten unbanned if he felt like it?
Really?
Turns out
he could have just called a friend.
It turns out he was buddies with friend of the show, Bobby Kotick.
No shot.
And in 2013, he was the one who convinced Bobby Kotick to go super hard on Activision's microtransactions.
You don't say.
That's
financier,
right.
New York financier.
I'm all into making an economy for children.
Yeah.
I did not think there would be a legitimate, like, one-to-one podcast topic that would be appropriate for this subject, but turns out Jeffrey Epstein invented the microtransaction economy for video games.
I mean,
that Mona Lisa painting of all the DLC cutouts?
Yeah.
That's an Epstein original.
We tend to stick to video game evil, you know?
Yeah. Well, this is some pretty big video game evil.
I just like everything. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Wow, it's a lot, huh? Boy, video games, I mean.
There's so much that's straight that wow. That is one subject that I never would have thought would point all the way back to Jeff Epstein, the financier.
The New York financier,
that subject in particular, that one topic, I never would have imagined that he was the mastermind behind that. That's crazy.
Yeah. So at this point, honestly, Wooly, if there's something that bothers you, just tip a tappa, and it's probably it.
Whew. Well, yeah. That's incredible. That's wild. We are.
It's on the nose for the show, isn't it?
It's a little bit on the nose. A little bit.
You remember 2013 when video games just started to get like worse and worse and more fucked up with the Wow, it's crazy. It was good old Jeffy Eppies.
I wonder how many other things can be tracked right back to that same source, you know? It's
You know what? I think that's a topic for a completely different podcast.
Oh boy, yeah. I mean, who knows? I don't. Anyway, let me just move the fucking string cork board from out of the shot and onto the floor over here.
I mean, you don't really need a corkboard anymore. You just need one big red string.
You need a browser. In fact, yes, you can kind of do that. Punch Mom is getting exhausted, dude. Like getting tired of just hearing about it. Just tired of hearing about it.
Yeah, I bet.
Like some mornings in the middle of breakfast, it'll just be like, okay, what was it this time? Just go, just spit it out, just go.
Bitcoin, right. Really? Bitcoin? Wow.
Oh man. All right. Anyway. Moot. Anyway.
Oh no.
What?
You could say that point is moot. Hey.
That point is moot. That's what I was getting at. It's a completely moot point. Listen, video games are happening, and sometimes instead of, while your company is being burnt to the ground, it's really easy. If it would be nice if, let's say, you had about a couple employees and you're trying to fire them, but the place that you are set up makes it difficult to do that. You can how about a quit, fire yourself employment contract, everybody, to how about if Ubisoft can get about 200 employees at the Paris HQ to agree to a negotiated termination contract? They don't have to then lay them off the traditional way. And it makes it a lot easier.
Go on fucking strike there in Paris.
No, but if you listen on a voluntary basis, you let yourself out. You self terminate from Ubisoft. And then for economic reasons.
I just searched Ubisoft Paris strike. Call goes out for massive international strike at Ubisoft due to 5 separate unions in France ratcheting up the pressure. Yeah, no, you can't tell. They're French. You can't tell them to do it.
Again, for every time we've talked about like the labor laws in Europe and how that fucks up what a company like Ubisoft would love to do, as they do over here in North America. You get these types of weird stories where Ubi begs employees to please quit. Actually, no, if you wouldn't mind. S'il te plaît. S'il vous plaît. If it would please you.
De quitter. Je pense que je vais rester ici maintenant.
Oh, ouais. If it would please you, could you please maybe leave? Please.
No, je plais pas.
Yeah. It's the funny part is that let's say you're like many that would be like, fuck that, right? I'm getting, because they're trying to make the incentive, obviously. Just imagine the motivation being at a company that was like, hey, could you please quit? And you're like, nah, fuck that. And then just the vibe, of like, okay, so let's be real. You're going to be grabbing your resume anyways as you watch the flames around you, but in the meantime, get your fucking benefits, get what you are entitled to.
Please quit. How about you please suck my ass? Fuck you, bitch.
What if we gave you a limited edition copy of Beyond Good and Evil 2 if you quit? Is that what you?
What if I gave you one of these, monsieur? Now, for those of you at home who are not watching, I'm holding up my middle finger outstretched.
This is just an god damn. Yeah, man. it's getting desperate out there. It's getting pretty rough.
Yeah.
But anyways, whatever. Moving on with that. There's some other, like when you want to talk about the ebbs and flows of the industry, you can just do it the classic Keiji Inafune style and just have your entire company.
You get fucking fired.
Well, Concept has dissolved like Keiji Inafune did at the end of that Kickstarter for Mighty Number 9. It has faded away, full opacity. In fact, Concept died 2 weeks ago, and we just found out about it.
Yeah.
So there's something a little appropriate to that, because instead of exploding into a bunch of blue balls going pew, 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 it just kind of...
That's too much dignity for him.
It just faded to 0%.
Yeah. He doesn't have the right to die like a hero like Mega Man.
And really, like, are you gonna try? Like, what power do you get from dying Concept? Oh no, Mega Man's in jail.
Oh no, I took credit for things I didn't do.
Did it. Cha-chink. Anyways, there you go on that one. It seems like, meanwhile, on the other side over here, the guard nutters have been listening.
Oh, have they?
They have been listening, and they heard... those on high have heard the cries of the guard nutters, and they have
There's
released...
a really funny goddamn...
They have released a 5v5 mode for High Guard. Limited time.
It's limited time, Wooly.
Limited time. The game was not
limited time.
The game was not designed for 5 players. It was designed for 3v3.
It's definitely limited time.
But 4 days after launch, people were like, "What the fuck?" And they're like, "Yeah, we know. Here you go." And there's a 5v5 mode. I'm curious to know: does it make any more sense? Does it help?
I fucking bet it's better.
I would love to know if it makes a difference. It feels like a more populated map would help, certainly. If you're on board with the concept and you want to have more fights regularly and you want those modes to just be a little less dry, 2 extra people could certainly help.
I'm not a developer. I have not made a video game. I feel like kicking the roster of a multiplayer game up by 4 people, up like 40% in like 5 days means that they were ready to do this beforehand just in case. I would put money down on a table that someone on the inside was like, this needs to be fucking 5v5, and got outvoted or out authority.
I will say, I'll take that good money and I will raise it and say somebody on Wednesday walked into the office and before they even got their coffee went, "I fucking told you so." They walked right in. They kicked the snow off their boots. They walked right in to an office in a glass room, shut the glass door, and went, "I fucking told you so." And then, the thing that was already here, that the switch, they flipped the switch, and then they said, "Let's see what happens."
I bet it's better.
I bet it has its own database of bugs because it's not the intended mode.
Because it wasn't tested.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone in the chat right now says the introduction screen doesn't work properly for 5v5.
Because it only shows you 3 of the 5 players?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Exactly. But they had that flipped switch. That was so fast. It was crazy. And time limited because what you're doing is you're QAing the feature. Yeah, well, That's
I think putting out modes and calling them time limited and then seeing how they work is like the funniest, outrageous, frustrating lie. Remember when zero build for Fortnite was like, it's a limited mode. If you
limited
wanna play
time,
zero
limited
build,
time, limited
you gotta play
time.
it this season.
Yeah.
You got to get in right now. It's like, okay, well, no, that's just mode. Meanwhile, Apex says, hey, we've heard you guys say that you want solo queue. Here's solo queue as a limited mode. And, maybe, no, it is limited. We've decided that the only way you want to play this game is wrong.
I have to imagine.
Man, fuck Apex.
I have to imagine that basically there's like, hey, we're gonna see if everyone is the server cost for like doing a parallel thing. Is there enough people on this? Is it popular enough? If so, then fuck it, make it permanent, etc. But yeah, I you know what? I'm gonna throw a wild prediction out there and say that
Hit it.
If I roll a d20, like 14 of those sides are going to say that this game shuts the fuck down. But if it doesn't, the 6 remaining sides say that this game gets iterated to be a lot better in a year and a half's time through just trying shit out and warping the entire design of the game as like live.
Yeah. Okay. So I have my own dice.
Okay.
And my dice similarly says it's a 14 sides out of 20 is that it'll shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And the remaining 6 say it will be shut down next year.
Okay. Shut down now versus shut down in a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. I see. Yeah, it's a slightly different die, but all right.
Slightly different.
Speaking of time-limited gaming, you want to talk about games that you only had a particular window of time to play. Final Fantasy XI in the news this week because that thing, which just keeps on trucking,
it will never die.
Kind of incredible. There is an awesome bug that has happened where okay, so let me try to get these details right. Did you hear about this? The Limbus region notorious monsters. So
yeah, they won't die.
Yeah, so there are chests in an area of the game that they populate with in a way that gets better drops for everybody if the notorious monsters in the area are killed by the players, on the server. And there has been a weird bug that has resulted in some notorious monsters repopulating before the month that they're supposed to be gone for is up. And as a result, the loot in said chests is getting worse for everybody. And it's not their players' fault because they did the job, they killed the monster, etc. But the communal loot economy is getting fucked up because the monsters are considered alive when it comes time to check. So they have put in a fix to address the issue in the next month. But in the meantime, in order to ensure that the loot chests don't get fucked up, they're dispatching all the GMs, the judges in the game, to personally go to the notorious monsters and kill them to make sure they stay dead. In a almost lore-like quest, the GMs have to go to each one and kill them themselves personally. What a fucking cool piece of lore bug fixing. It's my favorite shit.
Yeah, it's MMO strange behavior is always super fun. 14 had that rock that people would pilgrimage to because the texture was bad. And there was recently an unnamed antelope in a forest, in a frozen zone that people started making fan art and worshiping because they were clearly broken and weren't supposed to be there.
I'll write in reply to the announcement of this happening on the FF11 account, just a quote tweet of the judge from the back walking towards a bunch of notorious monsters to fucking clean them out, gut style. That's cool as hell, and you kind of want to be like, yo, can you say when you're gonna be there so that people can go watch? And also, can it not just be you pressing the kill button, but actually having a fight? Because that'd be fucking sick. Because if it's actually just like, okay, teleport, dead, teleport, then
depends how many GMs there are, depends how many of these there are, depends how much time they have.
Yeah, and look, you're doing your job and you got a lot of servers to get through. I understand if it's just like, all right, let me see if I can clear 5 of these in like 10 minutes or whatever. But, like, just make it a moment, man. Go in and fucking fight it for a second. Have people watch that shit and do cool stuff that only the judges can do. Anyway, that's cool. I love those stories. And speaking of a good old wholesome MMO story, like FF11 has been around for a long time. Other old MMOs that have been around for a long time include things like Ashes of Creation.
Nope.
What happened?
Dead.
Why?
It's a scam.
Oh.
They didn't work very hard on it. They just kept taking money.
So, full disclosure, I had no idea what this was until I heard about it being dead. And...
yeah, that's the whole story, by the way.
Yeah, and
like what I just told you, that's the whole thing.
But like the background is that like it was around for years as a fucking MLM scheme game where you gave money for a long time ahead of time, decade of development, and now it's a few days out of being, I guess, officially, well, whatever. It was released and then immediately just shut the fuck down after being a Kickstarter MMO for a decade.
Yeah.
And it's like, and people that have been tracking it are talking about how like not only was it like a scam from the jump and it wasn't barely playable, but they like squeezed like the last bit of cash out of everybody that they could right before taking the money
and then they ran away with it.
Like, I have a problem with this model in that there's a version of this that exists in fighting games, right? There's a couple of fighting games out there that use scams. So the perpetually funded indie project. Right. There's a couple of there's a couple of fighting games out there that you see some cool videos from time to time, and some of them are legit like interesting looking fighting games. But what the deal is that they are projects that are being made by usually like one person or so, but they've been in development for about 10 years, sometimes 8 to 10 years. They've been Patreon projects that people have had to pay monthly to get access to play, and the development has essentially been going on for so long that the person creating it has no incentive to ever finish the project. It's a paycheck that they can pay their rent with and live off of. If they ever end up releasing the game, they make sales off of that, but it's way more lucrative in the moment to just keep the project going and have people pay every month for it. So this game that you'd pay your $30 for or whatever becomes a game you pay $300 for over the course of many years, and it's like, I know like some of them are, some people have good standing with the community and others are a little more sketch or so. I look into a bunch of these things whenever I want to play a game for, get into fighting games, or back into the day for fisticuffs as well. And it was just like, so if you subscribe to this like in fucking 2014 and you were giving it like $3 a month or $5 a month to get access to the game, now you've got like a couple more characters, but it's nowhere near close to being finished, and you've paid how much money for this game? It's so crazy. And then of course you lose access if you're not an active subscriber to it. I'm like, yeah, this is the MMO equivalent of that. It's just like, anyway.
MMOs are the single worst potential game to Kickstarter. They require like the most massive amount of labor and resource possible. and they have like the longest tail for return on investment. It's the craziest shot. I can only think of one crowdfunded MMO that I've ever heard anyone talk nice about. Let me just check to make sure it's Kickstarter before I.
Like, yeah, because you're going to kickstart the ongoing server costs of multiple servers for fucking years on end. Really?
Is Atlas a Kickstarter game? I can't figure it out. Or is it just an early access game? Can't find.
Either way, man. Anything that just refuses to have an endpoint, is like...
No, it's not. Okay, then I don't know of any that are they're Kickstarter MMOs that work.
And the thing is too is like, okay, if the what I was describing was like a Patreon scheme, so it's kind of like that's a dark pattern in the sense that you're like, okay, you subscribed and maybe you forgot about this, maybe whatever, but it's been just deducting automatically. Or a Kickstarter scheme like this, you have to come back and give an update and go, hey guys, we hit our goal, but we ran out of money. Can you give us some more, please? We have some new stretch goals or whatever the fuck, right? That's just fucking, that's crazy. There was an aspect of this too where, content creators got a cut or something like that when you got people to sign up as affiliates or so. So like you also like were propagating an MLM in the meantime,
That explains some things.
Yeah. Our pieces are clicking together a little bit. I see.
I remember seeing people that I thought would know better, like shilling this game super hard, and now I'm like, oh, you got a cutout. Oh, okay.
Yeah. There you go. Take the money and run. Good stuff. All right. The only other thing of note there. Shout outs to it actually. So Foxcade just put out the Devil May Cry anime video. And it's a solid 2.5 hour chunk breaking it all down. And it's a good one. Solid. First part of that is just reviewing the anime thoroughly, including quotes from yours truly and yourself. There's a couple of clips here and there. Yeah. We're in there.
Do I look smart?
Yeah, actually, you're the opening salvo.
Okay, because I haven't watched it yet because I need a proper 3 hour chunk of time.
Yes, yeah.
To fucking hit it.
No, like the opening montage, it just fucking cuts to us and like you yelling at Gene. When we had the DMC talk.
It's not good.
No, good shit. First hour breaking down just the anime thoroughly, and then the second part just breaking down what the fuck a producer actually is. A
producer stands around while people do real work, or they micromanage all parts of the project to make sure they have enough money to do everything. One of the two.
Exactly.
It's one of the two.
Congratulations, you've nailed it. Right? The Ren and Stimpy explanation, or the holy shit, this needed a producer. This needed fucking limits on it, or it's never coming out. And then my favorite part of every video essay is when I hear the line.
I technically now have a production credit on Foxcade's Devil May Cry video.
Oh, you're a producer? Wow.
I have a production credit.
Yeah.
I just found out that I was in it, so I have a production credit.
There's a clip from Red Letter Media where they're counting the number of executive producers in the intro to some movie, and they're at like 23. At a certain point. Shit's hilarious. It's literally just called the Netflix Devil May Cry video from the visionary mind of Adi Shankar. But no, my favorite part of any video essay is when there's a pause, a fade to black, and then a okay, so when I originally started writing this video, you know, the classic, this is where the ending should have been, but, you know, so yeah, go check that out. I'd say it's the definitive edition of everything. The last word on that anime series, and the last word on anything Adi Shankar.
Until the next season.
Until the next season.
So you know what I'm going to do for the next season? So I don't need to watch trash that I know is going to be trash to understand. I have better uses of my time. And I'm going to say that the week before it on the podcast. Then I'm going to come back having watched the whole thing, because I literally won't be able to help myself, because I need to complain.
You need to know. I have
a genetic disability, and it's called I love complaining.
Okay, well, look, let me fucking hear that and reinforce your ground, sir. You and I are uniquely positioned on this internet to speak on it. All right, there are times.
Isn't that weird? When did that happen? I'm not even that good at the game.
There are times, listen, in the culture, there are times when you gotta speak on it.
That's weird.
And when it comes to Devil May Cry, Castle Super Beast is uniquely positioned to speak on it.
I don't feel like an authority on Devil May Cry. Like, I feel like that seems like a weird thing to say, right? Like I don't feel like we're important to the culture of Devil May Cry. But then I see that the subreddit is the second most popular subreddit for talking about Devil May Cry. And it's the only one that actually goes into a depth on like a bunch of these other topics.
We had a bunch of friends who were all super into that shit when it was popping off back in the day when it first came out, and we're like, yo, these games are great.
Absolutely.
But they're not super popular, but they're fucking cool. If you know, then you know. And then as time has gone on, that group has gotten smaller and smaller and smaller until like the people that do fucking know or did find out, a lot found out through this through line, right? And then the franchise came back and was awesome and exploded, and then people were like, oh fuck, oh shit, and then we're going back to find places where it was talked about in the past. And guess what? Guess who never shut the fuck up about those games? Hi. It's us. We're the problem. Hi.
Blorb.
You know?
This reminds me of how I felt when I was going through Silent Hill F, and I did all the Silent Hill F, and I kept getting comments being like, you're the only person I can find that did all of the endings. Like, how am I the only person that did all the endings?
That's it.
Like, it's just like 45 hours of Silent Hill.
Dude, I told you the other day, like, I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream popped off for no reason on the internet all of a sudden because
of the digital circus.
Because of the digital circus. The Amazing Circus just fucking, you know, and then everyone's like, wait, what is this? And all of a sudden that becomes relevant again. Like, yeah, it's just one of those things. So yes, when season 2 drops, don't worry, you don't have to make excuses for not holding yourself back or whatever, because people need to know. And not to mention too,
right,
you have a duty to report, especially since, and I will not be convinced on this, that I believe that there are characters that appear to reference Two Best Friends play in that initial first season. I feel like it's there. There is a.
I thought that you were crazy when you said that, and I have come to maybe think you were not as crazy with the guy that looks just like Max and the guy that has Matt's hat on, and the ginger guy that looks like my old art.
There's a black
guy that looks like
there's a black dude named Pat. And there's a dude with a Punisher skull headband on in that Captain Commando team. I don't know. It's a little self-important.
Conceivable.
It's a little self-important, but then you see the references to other influencers and other YouTube people, and you go, You know, you can press X to doubt. I don't blame you if you
I
do.
also don't want it. Right? Like,
okay.
Like
Yeah,
if it was good, if it was good, I'd
Right.
be like, yeah, that's me.
Right. But it's actually like, like that changes it. True. Okay, I understand. And therein, that's why you've got the reasonable doubt, because now Addie can just be like, who the fuck are they? I don't know them. What? Get out of here. You know. But if you went, yo, that shit ruled. It was awesome. It was like, yeah. Did you see what I did? You know,
That was me.
Yeah.
But I had a production credit on that show. I don't know if you know that.
Schrodinger's cameo. It's Schrodinger's cameo.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely. All right, let's take some emails.
Hey, if you want to send an email, send it to Castle Super Beast at
Almost
Castle Super Beast Mail at
Sundowning.
gmail.com. That's Castle Super Beast Mail at gmail.com.
Leaking out the
By
ears.
the way, Wooly, one last thing about Neo 3. That game assumes you don't know what the fuck Neo 1 and 2 even are.
Oh,
Like that shit just fucking has nothing to do with shit.
Okay.
So like it really is like a jump in, fuck it, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, sorry, the new Tekken season. They announced Kunimitsu, Roger Jr.
Is
and
the
Bob.
game fun anymore?
I like those characters. That's cool.
Yeah, but did they fix all that shit from before?
You know what's kind of fucked up is there was a video of a modded version of the game where Heat wasn't in it, and the UI was simplified, and it was just people sidestepping and throwing buttons out, and like there was people were crying. They were crying.
Bro,
watching the footage. It was Tekken 8 without Heat and with people just doing just pressing buttons and
hey, guess what?
Not locking into 50-50s. And holy fuck, the tears were flowing.
Fighting gamers cry out for Virtua Fighter, yet they do not know it.
What Virtua Fighter is. Yeah.
Like
they yearn. The children yearn for the Virtua Fighter that they don't yet know.
They do. Oh man.
It's anyways, Roger Jr. is a fun pick. Bob's a fun pick. Kunimitsu, sure.
I like Kunimitsu a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She's great. And she specifically doesn't have Tekken lady face. She has a mask, but underneath the mask, she has extremely distinctive makeup.
Yeah, true. She looks different.
You could not swap her hair out and confuse her with somebody else.
And they say there's a rumor that the fourth character is an original character, and I'm like, good. I would like. That's cool to have a new character.
That's fine.
Yeah, you have 3 returning. Have something new in there for sure.
The original character of Guile.
Look, Bob, you got to have a fucking Chow Yun Fat reference, Fat Fighter, man. That shit's awesome. I feel like, Bob is the correct Rufus timeline, If
you handed me a gun and 2 bullets, I would shoot Rufus twice and leave Bob alone. Okay?
Yeah.
I like Bob. I think you need a big fat guy, and then mention Rufus. I think you're insane. I think Rufus is the exception that proves the rule. Rufus sucks so bad. I hate him. I hate the way he plays. I hate the way he sounds. I hate playing against him.
Yeah, tell that to the Saturday Night Slam Nutters, okay?
You mean Ono? Okay, I'll fucking tell him right now. Character you invented sucked, Ono. Good job getting fucking kicked out of the company, you fucking loser.
I also enjoy the concept of a slam nutter.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Anyway. America shits a tear.
Slam nutter feels like gilding the lily, like it's too obvious twice.
Yeah, Bob's cool. That's cool. That's all fine. And Miguel never, because while Miguel should be in the game, he cannot, because then he reminds everyone how fucking evil Jin is. And that goes against the narrative that we're trying to push right now.
Bro, they should just make Jin evil. Jin was more fun when he was evil.
Unless you dedicate a whole new chapter of story DLC to Miguel showing up to the nice little ending, that a bow that you've tied, and having Miguel untie that bow and going, fuck you, you piece of shit. How fucking dare you? You murdered my family. I don't care if the game thinks you're a protagonist. I'm going to fuck you up. His existence undoes the entire plot line for the protagonist.
Tekken has a lot of is morality genetic, because like Jinpachi was like okay, but he was possessed by a demon, and Heihachi's evil, and Kazi is evil, and Jin was evil for a bit. And like, I think it's actually really strange that it would be more interesting for Jin to also just be evil, and Reina to also just be evil.
Everyone's just,
and Lars to see like just the bloodline
world.
Is bad.
Yeah.
Like that would actually be more interesting.
It's absolutely genetic, and Akuma was right. He's actually the nicest guy.
Kuma was doing a favor for a nice lady.
Because I can envision this like third chapter story mode of like Jin being like, hey Miguel, you deserve to kill me, so if you want to, go ahead. And then Miguel does his fucking taunt punch and fucking wrecks Jin's shit. And then he goes, oh wait, no, fuck, I don't want to die. Oh shit, let's fight. You know, and then it turns into a battle somehow. But like the levels of like, what are you gonna say? I'm sorry, my bad, oops. I have protagonist light behind me now, so whoopsie doodle, your family's kaput. You know? Anyway, we'll see.
You don't get it. I had to beat up an ice dragon for my own personal benefit. And that's why I had to do a world war. And also it didn't work. See, that would be the genesis of like a really, really amazing storyline of like, all those people died for Jin to do a plan that didn't work.
Just you gotta round up all the heroes, all the protagonists to have to launch an attack on Heihachi's balls, the true source of the evil.
That's what all leads back to, man.
Whoa! Just all the protagonists going, ah! It's the top logo where they stop and go poof, but both fists are flying towards Heihachi's balls. It's the only way. It's the only way to stop this evil. All right. castlesuperbeastmail@gmail.com. Let's take one from Isaac. Hey, two dudes with the tudes. Isaac here, longtime listener, first-time questioner. What's your favorite type of world building in games? For example, I like it when you find a journal or an audio tape or something that talks about how your character is doing in the game. Like in the files of the Citadel DLC where Anderson's talking to someone about Shepard. To me, that stuff kind of makes it feels alive outside of your character. Keep it on.
I think the best world building ever was actually in Mass Effect 2, and it was reading the secret docs on your party and finding out what they were doing on their fucking computers and what games Legion was playing.
That was great.
What they were Googling. Like,
yeah, Xbox Live, Legion, and Tally with the fucking nerve stim. That was fantastic. Yeah. Big on that. Also, I mean, you know what? And Mass Effect also with the Ashley retcon, just on the over, you know, hey, we're all animals anyway. Am I right? Some of the strong stuff I think is like the coolest shit ever is, and this is also, I love the type of world building that is only possible with video games as a medium. So, like, I love mise-en-scène shit in movies. You know, Children of Men is my favorite film. In video games, stuff like you fucking kill the Yharnam giant boar in the sewers and you get a red ribbon, and the only context that can make sense in is it's halfway located between the child in the window and Father Gascoigne, and she was sneaking from this location down to avoid the bullshit on the bridge up here, went down this way and hit a fucking pig, and that was the end of that. And it's like, oh
yeah, I gotta agree, that's like the best. I think I don't know what to call it, like architectural.
Fuck, that's amazing. Like the item you find in the enemy you find it in the location it's placed in, making perfect sense of the scenario and adding all this context you didn't have is the best. And
yeah, I have to agree with you.
A smaller version of that is Expedition 69 in Clair Obscur, like the expedition.
Right. Climbing expedition.
Yeah. The ones who are like, hey, you know those fucking things you've been just absent-mindedly climbing on? We died to put those in place. This little and yellow...
We put them everywhere. We got all of them.
Dude, after all the shit we talked, could you imagine finding out about the fucking yellow paint brigade that died to get the yellow paint in place?
Basically, that's what they are.
The Alex Honolds of the world, free soloing every location, putting it in place, and when they reach the limit of their abilities, they're like, well, we're gonna die now, but I hope those who come after us can make use of this. Please save the world. Fucking, oh. Love that. That's great. Yeah. Let's see.
I don't know why it's not actually related to the question, but I'm just thinking about spending the whole game in slow motion in Vanquish, and then during the final moment they just fucking crank all the limiters off, and it felt like you were like Millhouse playing fucking Bone Storm in your hair.
All I did was enter my name.
And like, it would only work if you had gotten really good at it over the whole game, because if you gave that to somebody at the start, it would be unplayable.
Okay, so I know this doesn't happen because we played it on the channel the other day and I confirmed it. But in my heart and in my brain, I feel like the FOV got more extreme on the boosts when it happens at the end. Like, it doesn't, but I feel like I remember the FOV getting crazier for your boosts at that point as you're zipping around fighting both bogeys, you know, like it just if it doesn't, then it should.
Got it, because you go fast as fuck.
Yeah, I don't think it happens, but it feels like it did. In the meantime,
oh my god, dude, I hate the internet, dude. I just loaded up a video of like, oh, I want to see the final boss fight of Vanquish, and I see a guy walking around playing it like a cover shooter.
Yeah.
They're just doing the slow motion to shoot a rocket, like, and that's it.
The tutorial shows you what's
boss fight database. I hate you for so many reasons.
The tutorial shows you what's possible, but it doesn't really emphasize that, like, this is how you ought to do it, which is why that game was misunderstood, you know? It was a minor God Hand situation on launch there. All right, and let's take one here from Mog Dillon, who says, not really a question. Dear Bill S. Preston and Theodore Logan, just something I find mind-boggling and I wanted to share. Started playing EVE Online a couple weeks ago, and I've been having a pretty fun time. For those who don't know, it's a 23-year-old MMO where you fly around space and do space stuff. No, but every time there's stories from it, they're the best, though. Space trucking, space mining, space guns, space hacking mini games, etc. The works. Free to play to an extent, but you can only
spreadsheets.
You can only do 30% of what's available unless you pay $20 a month for the subscription. Now, listen, if you're telling people not to play it, I'm like, no. I'm not going to, but I want the stories to keep happening. I want to hear about the bank heist that took fucking 8 years.
I don't want anyone new to play it. All the people that are already in
have to be locked in.
They're living a different life.
Shut down the new registration. Well, that was FF11 for a minute there. The thing I find so crazy is a stat I saw about how a particular group of players destroyed the equivalent of 316 billion ISK, the in-game currency, over the course of a month via PvP. Using the in-game premium currency is called Plex, and this loss has calculable real money dollar value. A fraction of what's destroyed may or may not be recovered as loot from someone's wrecked ship. These are noteworthy things, but one thing to note is that PvP is enabled at all times. Some zones in space are safer than others. When your shit gets blown up, you lose all your items and everything that's attached to you of monetary value on death. And so, it goes on to explain a bunch of more things about it. But essentially, the stat above, the 316 billion ISK that were destroyed via PvP, that can be used as currency to purchase premium currency that you use to buy subtime. So
yeah, it's money. It's real money.
It's real money that you use to actually buy extended time playing the game. If you grind hard enough, you can make enough for a monthly subscription without paying real money dollars. So when they fought their war, they destroyed 11.7 years or 140 months worth of subtime.
That's right.
In the process, and it was destroyed by one group of active players. So this is
this has been known that they're burning laundered cash essentially.
So the note there, I suppose, though, that I would point out is that this is time for the players, whereas the devs, CCP Games, they already have the money. You paid them for.
Yeah, they're like sick. Yeah, blow the currency up. Yeah.
Like they
burn it. Burn all the money.
Their cash money is in the bank in the real
We'll sell you more
world.
money.
So have fun burning it all in your your giant heists or whatever, but they're fine. It's the players that can't cash in on it,
Oh darn! They'll just have to buy more.
They'll just have to buy
real
more
money from me.
It's fucking sick. I want to hear more of these stories, and I never want to play. All right, and lastly, let's take one over here. Good evening, underhanded, super secret Korean Wooly and Monsieur Pat Brabant. Until last year, the word mod was banned on the Steam Deck subreddit. This made searching for people who had posted mod tutorials for the Steam Deck really difficult, leading to many wordplay workarounds. This was caused due to criticism of the subreddit's head moderator, who in turn banned the word despite its specific relevance to the subreddit. What are some other decisions made by owners, mods, executives, etc. that hurt the community despite a specific characterization of said community, aka specifically insane executive decisions? For me, I feel the one that I never forget that we talked about on the show.
There's a couple.
The one that
I've come up lately.
The one that comes to mind that I remember covering was just the haze I felt my brain go into watching as Nintendo told you to pull your phone out and plug your headset into your phone to do voice chat with your friends to connect to your Switch. But then you have to get the app and put the voice chat, so make sure your phone's connected to your Switch, and your headphones are plugged. So you just use a phone call, actually, with your friends, and the phone call will be like Splatoon themed, and that's how you do voice chat. That's the worst. Just so call your friends is what you're telling me to do, Nintendo? What?
I'm gonna give a shout out to that guy on the Silent Hill 4 wiki who moderated it for forever to constantly rewrite entries to be about circumcision.
I remember this one.
Justin Wang has a great video on it. That dude was super nuts.
Sometimes, you're moderating a subreddit because you're holding this other part of your life back. And sometimes you can't hold it back any longer.
Oh, do you think he had something going on?
Sometimes the thing that you're holding back breaks containment and seeps into the other thing.
That's possible.
And
I don't know, maybe.
It just feels, sometimes people get weirdly precise with their requests and terms and shit like that, Yeah, I think the other day there was a person who was just weirdly asking everywhere about pictures. They had pictures of a pregnant cat, and they were like, what should I do? My cat's pregnant and whatever. And then some brave soul clicked on the account to just see what else this person was up to. And it seems like posting about just pretending to be pregnant and going through the motions on every possible subreddit they can find is how they pass their time, And specifically not going to the places where other people are looking for that, but going to the places where people are really, like, genuinely asking questions and pretending to.
Why do you curse me with this knowledge? Like, have we all harmed you in some way that you felt the need to put this in our minds?
You were born. What did we ever do to you? Asks Jubilee.
Oh, it's such a good. Oh, that was so intense for a fucking 90s cartoon. That was so
Never,
like at 7 a.m.
Never forgot it. Fucking stuck with me, bro. You were born. All right, that'll do.
Such an asshole.
Yep, and I'll leave.
Have a good week, everybody.
Leave you on that note. Bye bye.